Kusa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Kusa Steel. Steel for your project.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
The deadline for 2026-2027 priority application and financial aid is February 15th. Schedule your private campus tour at www.darlingtonschool.org. Visit or by emailing admission at darlingtonschool.org.
Mark your calendar for Alumni Weekend on October 24th through October 26th. For information on hotel blocks and reunions for classes ending in 0 and 5, visit our website at www.darlingtonschool.org/alumni weekend. We hope to see you there.
It's time for the Coach Groves Show, where we sit down with the head coach of the Darlington Tigers football team and talk about all things Darlington School football. Now we go live to Matt Davis and Ian Griffin, who are standing by with Coach Wayne Groves.
Welcome in, WLAQ and Tiger Nation. We're glad to have you with us tonight for the Coach Groves Show, where we talk all things Darlington football with the head Tiger himself, Wayne Groves. Coach, how you doing?
Very good today. Be glad to get back and be ready for some Tiger football in 2 days. So it's a good weekend, good 2-day game.
Yeah,
that was a first, but we were able to get things rolling in the right direction.
Yeah,
kind of like having 3 road trips in a week, nothing like that.
Yeah, it was sure action packed, and we'll jump into our conversation. We'll start right there talking about just everything that you dealt with from Friday night through Saturday and what turned out to be 2 road trips in the span of less than 24 hours. Your guys are able to come out with a hard-fought 28-26 victory, and that game had a little bit of everything. So if you would, just tell us what it feels like to be back home with a 1-0 record after all the adversity you guys faced in game 1.
Well, as soon as we got back on the bus, that's a long 2 days, and that's a lot on the body, and that's a lot of lack of sleep. I was just extremely proud how our boys handled it all and how our coaches handled it all. I mean, it was a total program win when it comes down to it. And a lot comes down to it because a lot goes into getting the kids there, you know, to the Friday afternoon game. You know, we brought the kids in at 9:30. We lifted little weights, you know, did our walkthroughs, team meetings, all that. You know, pregame meal was a lunch, and then we're on the road. Now, last week we went over there, and it took us an hour and 20 minutes when we went to scout them. On Thursday or from Friday at 4:30, it took us 2 hours and 40 minutes. So, you know, we're arriving a little bit late, you know, but, you know, plenty of time to get our warm up and all that done. And then to get the game stopped when you got so much momentum going, you know, and then having to come back, and now we're trying to get the kids, you know, at home asleep, you know, and then we're working on plans for logistics for the next day, and then just to be able to handle all that. And then the mental aspect of it, of the kids dealing with, hey, we're up. You know, we kind of got this kind of mentality, so we're fighting that. You know, psychologically, you know, we're telling them, hey, you're about to get the very best of Mount Vernon. They've went and they've fixed their little issues on the option that they had in the first half, and you're about to have to weather the storm and match it even more. And I was just so proud. Our kids did exactly that. You know, they never stopped fighting, and you know, that's kind of been our motto. You know, we're just going to keep coming after you no matter what the situation is, and we were able to close it out and get the win.
Well, we're going to talk about a lot of different players and contributors in the game, because obviously it was a great team win, as we pointed out here to start the show. But I do want to apologize, because the vantage point that we had this weekend, there were certain things that happened that normally we catch, and that if we don't, we'll see it on the replay, but we didn't have that either. So we missed it when freshman defensive lineman Sawyer Sorrells blocked an extra point, and then also a field goal, which were pivotal plays in the game. And we felt bad in the moment that we couldn't, you know, give credit where it was due. So we're going to give it now. So talk about his performance, you know, blocking the field goal, blocking the extra point, had a solo tackle, couple of assists. He was in the Georgia High School Football Daily this week. Big deal. So what are your thoughts on his performance in the game?
Yeah, well, Sawyer's a great kid, and he's a good old country boy, and he just loves to play football. And so, you know, he's got a long way to go in his development, but he's getting a lot of baptism by fire in Georgia high school football, and he's handling it really well. And so we preach special teams. You know, one of my reminders every week is there's going to be 25 to 35 snaps on special teams, and we want to use every one of them as an opportunity for us to change the ball game in the favor for us, whether that's a score or set up a score or set up a good field position. We want to do that. And so, you know, we preach it to our kids. We're going to play as hard as we can on those downs, just like every other down. And obviously Sawyer's bought into that, and those two big plays were really a huge factor in it. And so, extremely proud of him, man. For a freshman to be able to, you know, get a little recognition, it's always good. And I'm sure it'll motivate him even more to become a better player.
Yeah, there's some big play Tigers out there last week, and we had a very hard time picking our first Honeymoon Bakery player of the game for week one, but we did select your sophomore starting quarterback, Levi Duggan. One of the big highlights of the game for him was your opening touchdown. He went 78 yards for the first touchdown of the game. Tell us a little bit about Levi's performance and how he handled the starting role, because things weren't perfect, obviously, but when he had to make a play late in the game, picked up a huge first down on your last drive. Talk about his resolve and how much he'll grow from week one to week two.
Yeah, I mean, I've told y'all a lot, and I sing Levi's praises to everybody. You know, I'm a huge fan of Levi. He's just a great kid, first of all. He's extremely hard worker. And I told him, I said, Levi, I said, good things just happen to you, man. I said, I think just because you're a good kid, I think you work hard. You know, you're a good athlete, you have ability, but good things just seem to happen to Levi. So, you know, it's no surprise to me that when he got his opportunities that you know, he had some really great plays and shined a lot and helped lead our offense. So, yeah, I mean, we're really blessed to have Levi at quarterback and for the next 3 years, and he's going to do an excellent job from now and on into the future.
One sequence that I want to talk about late in that first half. You got pinned back on your own 1 yard line. Matt and I are sitting there watching. It was like, well, right here, you just want to get to the locker room, right? You just want to run the sneak and get to the locker room, and you ran the sneak on the first play, but then he decided to give the ball that second play, and you pop it for a 97-yard touchdown. Talk about how much trust there is with your quarterback in a situation like that, with your back against the wall, and how much that play meant.
Well, I'll tell you at practice, Levi gets no breaks from Coach Loudermilk when it comes to getting coached. He is very hard on Levi, and he expects a lot out of him. So he gets a lot of stress put him on during the week. And so hopefully when we do that to the kids in those situations that they've already been stressed, so it's not a big deal for them and they can just go and play ball. And so that's what he did. And, and then Crawford Pettit, we run zone dive right there and they kind of clog it up and they over pursue and he kind of hits it out the back door and showed a little bit of the athleticism he has. He's a 4'6", 40 kid. I mean, he's a 285-pound bencher, a 425-pound squatter. So he's not a slow, unathletic kid, so he turned it on and they couldn't catch him. So that's a pretty cool moment for him.
Thank you.
Well, another question related to some of the standout performances, but I got to acknowledge the shirt. You got on a different little sweater there today. It says Lakeside. Tell us the origins of that. That's pretty nice.
Well, people refer to Darlington as Lakeside and, see it Lakeside on Friday night. And so the kids got a little gear this summer. So I got the coaches the Lakeside shirt. I figured I thought it's a pretty cool thing to refer to Darlington as. And so we want to celebrate that a little bit.
Football is all about tradition.
That's right.
And that's awesome, man. That's really nice. Well, one of the things that's fun is we always come up with like 3 keys to the game going into our broadcast right before kickoff of the game. And, of course, one of them was ball control offense, that sort of thing, control the clock. And then you guys score on really big plays throughout the game. Big plays from Miles Twyman, Jace Donaldson. We talked about Crawford Pettit, the quarterback, Levi Duggan as well. So what are your thoughts on the contributions that you got from your guys? Again, a lot of guys stepped up in this win. Just a great team win. So talk about some of those contributions, Coach.
Well, it's definitely a total team win, and those guys all made big plays. Miles, Jace, Crawford. But they would be the first ones, if they were here, to give their credit to their teammates. I mean, their offensive line, blocked really well. There was not many missed assignments. I mean, we fit things up better than I thought we would in the first ball game. And that's guys like, Lane Brasington, Bryson Jones, Nicky Bruce, Ty Wood, Cooper Norris. We rushed for 333 yards. Anytime you do that in Georgia high school football, I mean, you're doing some things right, fundamentally and execution wise. So, good backs, get them the ball and let your offensive line handle the business and good things happen.
Well, this is the Coach Grove Show, Week 2 edition, and we're glad that you're with us. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Black Shirt Awards, always one of the favorite segments of the show here on this particular program, and we got some other topics as well coming up. So you don't want to go anywhere, folks. That's the point. You want to stick around. This is the Coach Grove Show. We're back for more after these messages.
Are you shopping for a new car, truck, or SUV? Riverside Auto Group has a location to meet your needs. Browse their selection online at riversideautogroup.com or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, Riverside Nissan in Rome, or Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group.
And we welcome you back into the Week 2 edition of the Coach Grove Show here on the WLAQ YouTube channel, also Facebook Live feed, or you may be listening to the radio edition ahead of Friday night's game. However you're with us, we're just glad that you are with us and super excited that we get to spend a little bit more time talking about some Darlington Tigers football here on a Wednesday when this originally airs. Well, we'll jump back into our questions, Coach. Just before we went to the break, we mentioned that we were going to jump into the Black Shirt Award winners. So let's talk about last week's recipients: offense, defense, special teams, the whole gamut there.
Yep. So these guys have been wearing the black shirts all week, and I emphasize to the team that it's not always the guy that gets his name in the newspaper. It's not always the guy that scores a touchdown. And matter of fact, we don't want to give it that guy, even though sometimes it does happen. But we want to give it to that offensive receiver that's blocking his tail off out there, doing a great job for the run game. We want to give it to an offensive lineman or maybe a running back that's blocking really well for his teammates and very unselfish, a defensive player that plays his position the best. Again, he may not have all the stats, but he's in there grinding, playing his position out. So we'd love to give it to D linemen or linebackers that just play the position within the scheme and within the game plan the best. So the black shirts for this week on offense is going to go to our offensive lineman, Ty Wood. And Ty's been his second year starting on the offensive line. He's about 172 pounds, but he's just a tough kid. And he blocked his tail off. A lot of those big runs are because he's doing his job, and he had very minimal missed assignments or mental bust. So Ty got the offensive black shirt. On defense, Evan Parton got the black shirt this week. He had 15 tackles.
All over the field.
He was making plays all over the field, played extremely hard. 15 tackles, 10 solo, 5 assists. He had a quarterback sack. At one point got knocked out of the game and just got right back up and refused to be out of the game and come back in and made more plays. And so with that kind of effort, Evan Parton gets the black shirt. On special teams, he did get his name in the newspaper, but if you block a field goal and you block an extra point, you're going to get to wear a black shirt on special teams.
And I do want to say, I picked up the newspaper today, the Wednesday edition, and there on the front cover of the paper is Coach Wayne Groves and his daughter Grayson on the first day of school. So you got in the paper too.
Yeah, I didn't even know, and not even for a black shirt either. How about that?
That's awesome.
So Sawyer Sorrells gets in there. So Sawyer's a freshman. Now, simulation offense got a new kid to Darlington, another freshman. His name is Nicky Brust, and he is from Germany. Him and his family came over and visited in the spring. He just had aspirations of coming to the States to play football, and so it all worked out. He got enrolled in Darlington over the summer, and he started classes today, but he's been here for a few weeks. Once we started summer practice, first day acclimation period, he was here. And the one thing that I was really impressed with Nicky is about 2 weeks before he got here, we added him on to Huddle, our editing system, and we break down film. We can share film with the kids and the players. And I added him on Huddle, sent him the offensive playbook, sent him the defensive playbook, showed him what he should be looking over. And when he showed up, he knew it all.
Wow.
He knew it all. He even knew things that we hadn't installed yet. And he was like, Coach, when are we doing, as a matter of fact, he said, when are we doing Raptor on defense? And I said, well, we hadn't installed Raptor on defense, but he knew it and he was ready for it. So, I told our guys, he said, some of y'all play football. He came to America to play football and to get the best education that he possibly could. And, he's starting on the offensive line now. But he ends up getting the simulation offensive black shirt because he just blocks his tail off when it's his time to go over there. So he started at left guard, but he's also playing simulation left guard when it's when we're on first team defense. And he's done a phenomenal job, and he's really enjoying himself. And it's really cool that we get to have that experience to bring those type of kids in, to be a part of our program because it's just you don't get that anywhere else. So Nicky Brust gets our simulation offensive black shirt. So he's been wearing that thing all week. And then on simulation D, I've got a young freshman defensive end, another freshman that he played a lot. He probably played about 20 snaps last Friday and Saturday at defensive end. But Jayton Mazo, number 20, y'all probably saw him out there. Okay. But he's a good-looking kid. He's been lifting his weights, and he's pretty strong for a freshman. And he's working. He's going to be a really good football player when it's all said and done. He's getting better every single day, and he's got a good attitude, and he's got a great work ethic. And so I'm going to be excited to see him and what he turns into in the next 3 years. So Jayden Mazo gets the simulation D black shirt.
Well, Matt and I, when you took the field, it was our first time seeing your Tigers in uniform and out on the field. Last week, we looked at each other and said, these guys look lean, mean, and ready to go out there and get it done. So I can tell they've been getting it done in the weight room and putting the work in the off season. So kudos to you and your staff for getting them ready to go. Darlington starts school a little bit later than the public schools in the area, so you just started back this week.
Yeah.
And want to talk to you about your routine. Obviously, that got tested last week because of all the unknowns that came up, forcing you to make 2 trips down to Mount Vernon. But what's the process as far as adapting to your kids being back in school as far as your schedule?
Yeah, it's not too much, and I really love our schedule and how we start later. It leaves us in summer mode a little more, and so we can focus on just football only a few weeks longer than the other schools can before they get to their classes and get to their academics. So I think that's a good thing. It's not so big of a deal because 2 weeks ago we went ahead and transitioned to afternoon practices in anticipation that we're going to play Mount Vernon, obviously at 4:30 in the afternoon. So let's go ahead and start practicing at 4:30 in the afternoon and be ready for those elements and be ready for that and not keep practicing in the morning. So it wasn't that big of a deal as far as school starting because we've been practicing at that same time. But then, you start getting with the academics, and now we get away from lifting 4 days a week, which is really a big deal. Now we go to lifting 3 days a week, and then we pull out some agilities and stuff and focus on more just our compound lifts, and then a little more on stretching and recovery and stuff like that, and cut back on the plyometrics and the agilities in the weight room. So besides that, we're just keeping on rolling with what we've been doing.
Well, Coach, in our next segment, we're going to talk about next week's opponent, totally shift gears into that and talk about North Cobb Christian Eagles. But as sort of a precursor to that, once you finish a game with an opponent, I was just curious, how quickly do you turn the page and start, for the next one? Because obviously this weekend you had a little bit different of a situation because we've already known you had to go down there twice. Yeah. So it was a quick turnaround to start getting ready for a really tough team. So how quick does that process start once one game ends?
Well, it's almost immediate. I mean, you're on the phone with the next opponent's coach so you're working on film trade and things like that. And then you're working on logistics, making sure buses and you're making sure pregame meals and postgame meals are handled. And so when you throw that where you don't get your Saturday now it throws a really long, hard-working weekend for the coaches and really some lack of sleep for the coaches. And, I apologize to them for it, but it's just, there's no way around it. So we finish, normally on Friday, the coaches would come back in at 7 a.m. on Saturday and we'd review the film. I'd expect them to have graded, and then we'd review and make corrections from 7 to 9. Then after that, we would start breaking down the next week's opponent. We would have the trade film already in, and and each coach, we use the huddle editing system, so each coach has a portion of the breakdown that they're responsible for, and they just have to get that done. We're usually done by like 10 on Saturday, 7 to 10 a.m., and then they'll have some huddle breakdown that they do, but we let them go home and do that and spend time with their families and that. And it just has to be done. Come back on Sunday morning, we meet at 6 a.m. All the breakdown has to be done, and then we go through our particular meetings that we need to do, and we start game planning for the opponent. How are we going to practice what they do, offense, defense, what's all going to be in play for scheme-wise. And then we're usually out of there by 10:30. We have our practice plans done for the next week, our scripts done. We have the scouting reports done for the kids, and then we're into practice on Monday. But when you combine having to play on Friday and Saturday, now that makes for – and then we had Purple Tie on Saturday night, so we come home Saturday, we start breaking down film, have to take a break, go to Purple Tie, leave Purple Tie at 10:30, come back home, keep working, and then be at school at 6 a.m. the next morning getting ready for North Cobb Christian. So it never stops, but, this is what we signed up for. Right. If I was digging a ditch, it would be a problem, but I get to do exactly I love. And so – I know a lack of sleep happens sometimes for us and the coaches, but at least we're doing something we're passionate about and we're looking forward to doing.
And then obviously coming out of that whole, thing and adversity with a victory, that just makes it even more Absolutely. Sweet, so even sweeter, so to speak. So that's good stuff. Well, that's a good place for us to take another break. We're going to come back and wrap up the show with a final segment where we dive in and talk about the opponent, North Cobb Christian, the Eagles, coming up this Friday. We're going to take a break. We're glad you're with us. We'll return.
Are you shopping for a new car, truck, or SUV? Riverside Auto Group has a location to meet your needs. Browse their selection online at riversideautogroup.com or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, Riverside Nissan in Rome, or Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group.
Welcome back to our final segment of the Week 2 edition of the Coach Groves Show. Talking Tigers football, coming off a Week 1 victory. that had all the drama you could ever ask for, but we're ready to turn the page and move on to your next opponent, and that is the North Cobb Christian Eagles. You made 2 trips down I-75 last week to get in game 1. Game 2 just happens to be in Kennesaw, so we're headed right back down the I-75 corridor. Unusual way to start the season with those 3 road trips in a span of a week. But you were talking about the extra laundry and extra time that the coaches had to put in just to pull this last game off. But tell us how you mitigate the difficulties of the scheduling conflicts as
yeah. I'll go ahead and give a shout out to Coach Nehemiah Reddish on the air, and then he gets a coach's black shirt for how he handled the laundry. You know, we got back and every coach has got things they got to do. I mean, I had to run to Walmart. We got to get extra Gatorade. We got extra halftime snacks and all that because we ate them all up during the break because we thought we're going to have to go back out there and play again. So all the Gatorade got drank, all the halftime snacks, and then other coaches are doing different things. Coach Reddish is responsible for the laundry. When we get back, the washers broke at the Huffman, so he's got to get all the piles of jerseys, pants, girdles, socks, and he's got to take it to the maintenance building. So he's washing like 3 or 4 loads of laundry. I mean, it's getting to 11:30, midnight. He's coming back at 4:30 the next morning because the kids are coming in at 6:30 because we got to be there by 9 because we kick off at 11. So, and he's drying things at 4:30 in the morning. But, you know, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that the coaches are doing that people will never know. You just think, oh, they're going to come back, go back home, come back tomorrow, you know, and then there's 1,000 things, a to-do list to get to that point where we win that ball game. And so, like I said, total program win, you know, and all the coaches had specific areas that they were helping in and all did a phenomenal job.
Well, Coach, North Cobb Christian, they've had a very good program in the last decade or so, especially. They've been a perennial playoff team for about 10 years with a semifinal finish last season. And I know they're very well coached. They've had the same coach, Matt Jones, for the last, I think, 5 seasons, his 5th season. So tell us a little bit about this team when you start looking at the film, what you know about them, what you see as their strengths as you prepare for this game.
Yeah, well, me and Matt are friends outside of coaching and all that, and so Matt Jones is their head coach, and he is a really good football coach. He's a hard-nosed, tough guy, so I know he runs a really good program. I know his kids are fundamentally coached up. But you know, they're 11 personnel on offense, you know, so they're going to play with a little sniffer and fullback type guy. They're going to be a pistol offense, so the running back's going to be right behind the quarterback, and then you're going to have 3 receivers, whether they put them in trips or twins, 2x1 or 3x1. You're going to end up having that kind of look. They love inside zone, zone seal, split zone. They run a little running back counter, and then they have a really good passing game and screen game off of that. So, you know, like most of the spread teams, they're going to make you cover the whole field, and they're going to keep you balanced and not let you cheat or over plan on one side or the other. On defense, they're a 3-4 defense. You're going to get cover 2 and cover 4, so they're kind of a 2-high shell. And again, they're coached very well. They have good players, and you know, they'll be I think all the polls have them either ranked somewhere between 6th or 9th in single A, you know, for whatever that means at this point. But obviously they have the respect of somebody, and they definitely have the respect of me and our coaches and our kids, and we're looking forward to the challenge and the opportunity to go face a top 10 team on the road.
Coach, you talked about the scheme and their ability to spread the field. Who are some of the players that jump out on film when you're watching the tape?
Well, the offense, you know, the running back who's a returner from last year, number 2, he's a senior, Cooper Bazarski. And y'all remember him last year. He's a really hard runner. He's got really good balance. So you have to gang tackle him. You can't arm tackle him or one-on-one tackle him. You've got to wrap him up and run your feet. So wide receiver, number 1, he's a junior, Oakland Pageant. He is their best receiver. He is really athletic, very similar to the 0 and 11 from Mount Vernon. You know, you kind of keep an eye on where he is at all times. Quarterback, number 10, sophomore Jaden McCullough. He looks about 6'3" or 6'4", kind of a thin kid, but he can really sling the ball around. He throws a really good ball, really tight spiral, and he can throw the deep ball and throw the short balls. And then you'll see their H-back, who really stood out on film. He is a really physical blocker. Number 8, he's a senior, Connor Feltault. He is 6 foot, 190 pounds. And there's 2 really good linemen that stand out. Number 51, senior Andy Reed. He's 6'1", 205. And number 64, sophomore Braden Gutierrez. He's 6'2", 220.
Well, Coach, we're rapidly running out of time for this edition. It has absolutely flown by this second edition of the program of the season. And as I imagine, the week has flown by with everything everybody's had going on, getting ready for this game and everything, and the starting of school and the purple tie and everything like that. But it's almost go time. So we have to ask you, what are the keys to success in competing for a second road victory in a row in a situation where we talked about it, basically 3 road trips in a span of a week? So what has to happen to
Well, we went
be
over
successful?
with the team, and this has kind of been my thing to them is number one, 4 things, and this is what we've been preaching to the kids, is we want to control the tempo of the game with offense. We want to control the tempo of the game with offense. We want to make sure we want to grind people out. We want to freaking 4 and 5 yard them at a time, and we want to keep the ball away from their offense, and we want to control the game with offense tempo. We want to take care of the football. And really that's probably number one. We put the ball on the ground too many times last week, and when games where we've struggled putting folks away or they've been close, it's because of those things. So we got to take care of the football. We can't turn it over. We got to win the hitting game. And for our kids, that's just you making up your mind that you're going to be more physical and you're going to play harder than that other guy for 48 minutes in every play. And so you control that. We're going to win the hitting game. And then let's make big plays on special teams. We have in the scrimmage, we did in the first game, but there's still more out there in punt and kickoff return that we've been working really hard this week to shore up. So those 4 things, let's control the game with offense, okay, the tempo, let's take care of the football, let's win the hitting game, let's make up our mind we're going to do that, and then let's clear up and let's make some big plays on special teams.
Well, this question is not just for you, but we'll throw it out at Coach Reddish, too, because he's working hard to make sure the uniforms are clean. What's the uni combo as you go on the road for week 2?
All right, we're going to go back white on white. I just like that combination. We jumped out to a good lead in white on white, so against Mount Vernon. So I like that combo, white on white.
Well, that's it. That's our time for today, and we appreciate everybody tuning in for the Coach Grove Show. Coach Groves, we appreciate you being here, of course. Couldn't do the Coach Grove Show without you. And we always look forward to it and enjoy getting to catch up with you and talking about the Tigers. But with that said, we're going to mention a comment here that we had on the Facebook page that gives us the best way to wind things down. So my mom, the matriarch of WLAQ, as we like to refer to her as, has 2 words. Go Tigers.
There we go.
Go Tigers.
So there you go. Thanks, everybody, tuning in. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Ian. Always a pleasure to talk to you guys. That's a wrap on the Coach Grove Show. Go Tigers.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the Coach Groves Show. We invite you to join us again next week as we discuss all things Darlington football with head coach Wayne Groves. Go Tigers!
Eagles in Kennesaw, Georgia. I am Matt Davis alongside Ian Griffin, and we've got a prayer coming up here. So we're going to get to that in a couple of moments. We'll have the national anthem. So we are glad you are with us. It's going to be a battle between the Tigers and the Eagles tonight. Darlington Tigers 1-0 on the season. North Cobb Christian Eagles 1-0 as well. So here's the prayer. We're going to send it back to the studio for a 2-minute break. We'll come back and continue our conversation. We'll be right back.
Safely. It was a great night of competition. Thank you for the way you take care of us and bless us.
Kusa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Kusa Steel. Steel for your project.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
North Cobb Christian Eagles, and Ian, as we talked about with Coach Groves and the Coach Groves Show, basically what you have here is the third road trip within the span of a week. And, of course, the Tigers came out of Mount Vernon last weekend in Atlanta with a victory, a hard-fought victory. Hung on to win the game 28-26 after leading the game 28-6 at one point of the game. And so, very gritty performance to come out with a victory there. And then you turn around, have a short week essentially, and then get up for another road game against the top 10 team. So the Tigers are thrown to the fire early this season.
Absolutely. You can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. And they didn't have any lights at Mount Vernon, so we were forced to make two trips in the span of about 18 hours down to Sandy Springs. But, hey, that's a great learning experience for these Tigers. There's some young players who are stepping into big roles. They got the opportunity to face some adversity last week, and most importantly, they faced that adversity and came away with a W on the road, and they get a chance to spring another upset here on the road against North Cobb Christian.
Very good football team. So we're going to dive into the matchup a little bit. Let's start and talk about the coaches for each team. Then we'll work our way into some key players for each squad. But tell us a little bit about the man we just heard from on his show, Coach Groves.
Yeah, Wayne Groves in his third season as head coach of the Tigers. He's 12-11 with 2 playoff appearances as head coach. Former defensive coordinator for John Reed at Rome High School. 3 times during his tenure there, Groves led the #1 defense in the state. Prior to his work in Rome, he was the defensive coordinator at Valdosta High School, the Wildcats, where his 2014 defensive unit was ranked #1 in points allowed in their classification. And Valdosta doesn't play any slouches, so that's a heck of a unit that he had there. So sustained success as a defensive coordinator. Now he's in his 3rd season as the head man for the Darlington Tigers.
Let's talk about the head man for the North Cobb Christian Eagles. Coach Groves was telling us that he's very acquainted with Matt Jones, who's in his 5th season as head coach of North Cobb Christian. They've been friends for a long, long time, have a lot of respect for each other. But tonight, they're locking horns in a coaching matchup of 2 really, really good coaches. During Matt Jones' tenure here, the Eagles have posted a 34-15 record, 4 straight playoff appearances, including a trip to the semifinals last year. He spent 5 years leading the offense at Class 6A Lanier prior to coming to North Cobb Christian. Also spent some time as an assistant at Pope and Lumpkin County. So even though he's only been a head coach for 5 years, he's been coaching football at a high level for a number of years. These are 2 very well-coached teams.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be a matter of going out there and executing the game plans. These coaching staffs are going to have their boys ready. But when the live bullets start to be fired, it's up to the guys on the field to execute those game plans.
Let's talk about some key players, Ian. Let's start with the Darlington Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk with number 15, a junior, or number 52, a junior, Evan Partner. I said 15 because that's how many tackles he had last week. So I had it on my brain. He was all over the field last week. He also absorbed a blindside hit. There was a huge swing play late in that ball game, a personal foul that ended up pushing the Mustangs back, and Darlington was able to get off the field. So Evan Parton, he's all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. We'll call his name a lot tonight. Another number to look at here is Ty Wood. He's the right tackle. He's a linebacker, a very physical player. And he's all over the field as well. And then number 1, Bo Powers, who is going to slide from the A back to the B back because the Tigers will be without Miles Twyman and Crawford Pettit this evening. So it'll be Bo Powers getting a lot of action on that dive play tonight. How he handles the rock, it will be very important. He's an explosive player, and they're going to depend on him tonight to make some plays.
Let's talk about some North Cobb Christian key players for you tonight. A name you're going to hear probably a lot. His number's getting called a tremendous amount. Number 2, Cooper Bazarski. He's a running back and defensive back, a senior this year, brings a lot of experience. He is a tough customer, hard to bring down, so no doubt he's going to be the bell cow toting the mail there for North Cobb Christian. Meanwhile, you have number 1, Oakleen Paget. He's a wide receiver, a cornerback. Coach Groves described him like number 11 and number 0 last week. I forget the names. I know one of them is Rollins from Mount Perrin, very similar type athletic player. He is a tough customer as well. And then they've got a new quarterback this year, number 10, Jaden McCullough. He is a quarterback and, of course, a sophomore this year. I understand he's about 6'3", 6'4", and can throw a pretty good ball, and he's got some playmakers. So this is going to be a very good team.
Yeah, the way Coach Groves described it, he can throw the long ball. He can make the passes over the middle. He's a talented young man. So the Tigers are going to have to come out and be ready to shut down these playmakers for the Eagles.
Well, the captains are starting to make their way out to the field, so we'll give you their numbers and names here. And we'll start with your Darlington Tigers. Of course, you've got number 6, Jace Donaldson. Also, you're going to have Bryson Jones out there. And not playing tonight, but he's got his jersey on. That's going to be Miles Twyman walking out there as one of the captains today for your Darlington Tigers. Meanwhile, for the home team, North Cobb Christian, we're going to start with number 2. We just talked about him, Cooper Bazarski, running back phenom for this team. Number 6, you got Colin Barfield. Number 44, that is going to be for the North Cobb Christian Eagles, Max Byram. And then rounding out their captains for tonight, we are going to have number 51, and that is Andy Reid. Of course, it's not spelled the same way as Andy Reid, the coach.
But you can't not think of Andy and his love for chicken nuggies.
That's exactly right. Captains make their way to the field. As they do that and we get ready for the coin toss, we got a couple of moments here. So let's go to our keys to the game. Ian, you heard Coach Groves talk about it if you were listening to the Coach Groves or watching Coach Groves' show earlier. And we'll start with number 1. He wants his team to control the tempo on the offensive side of the ball. They won the toss last week, took the ball, scored a bunch of big plays.
They did. Last week, that recipe for success was kind of stalled by the fact that they scored on such big plays. So we didn't see a lot of sustained drives as the Tigers were quick strike offense last week. But they'll look to grind it out here and play and help their defense by playing great offense and ball control offense.
One of the things you hear coaches talk about a lot, Ian, is how much improvement they expect to see from their team moving from week 1 to week 2. One of those improvements Coach Groves really would like to see this week is better ball security. They kind of turned the ball over a little bit too much last week. They've been working hard to clean that up for this game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something Coach always preaches. And that last week, the turnover bug almost cost them a game, so I'm sure they concentrated on it in practice.
North Cobb Christian, it looked like, won the toss, so let's see what they elect to do to start the ball game. And so North Cobb Christian does win the toss, and they will elect to receive. So both of these teams want to set the tone with their offense from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and Darlington's defense can try to set the tone as well. And look, this Tigers defense last week showed their resiliency because we just talked about the turnovers being a problem in the second half for Darlington last week, but there was a lot of sudden change in which the Tigers defense was with their back against the wall, and they made stops time and time again, and they'll need to help out the offense by playing solid this evening as well.
And anytime we ask Coach Groves, Ian, about his keys to the game, one of them that's going to be in there, it's just a matter of which one it appears in, where it's 1, 2, 3, 4. He wants to win that physical battle.
Yeah, got to win the hitting game, and you got to make them know you're going to be coming all night long, and that's exactly what the Tigers will try to do and set the tone on defense.
Well, as we get ready for game time, it's 83 degrees, partly cloudy skies here in Kennesaw, Georgia. Humidity's about 64%. and it's actually pretty pleasant right now. We've had a kind of an interesting weather setup as we've gotten ready for the game, because about an hour before kickoff, we had some rain showers that came through the area, kind of light rain, had everybody heading for some cover for just a little bit. Thankfully, that's worked its way out. After that, the sun came out. It got awfully humid, but now we've got a little bit of cloud cover over the sun. It's starting to turn off to be a really nice night for football.
That's right. We're just going to hope that the radar stays clear and we get to start and finish a football game in a timely manner.
And it looks like with North Cobb Christian, we're going to get a little Lane Stadium entrance here with some Enter Sandman from Metallica as the Eagles get ready to make their entrance. Tigers are making their way on the field right now. There's the flag with the Jolly Roger, the American flag, and they look fired up and ready to go today, man.
They sure do.
Looking sharp in their white unis with purple and gray trim, white helmets with that beautiful purple tiger paw on the sides. It's a beautiful night for some Darlington Tigers football.
It sure is, and we are not far from toe meeting leather.
And I have to give credit where it's due. The North Cobb Christian Eagles, their uniforms are looking pretty sharp tonight too. Ian, tell us a little bit about them.
They sure are, man. Little shades of old East Rome, if you were a fan of the Gladiators back in the day. Got those sweet baby blue helmets, baby blue numbers, and they're going with the navy with the baby blue numbers with white trim and white pants. So they're looking sharp too.
Well, welcome into the broadcast, whether you're watching on the live stream produced by Northwest Georgia Media and on the Darlington School social media channels and YouTube, or you may be listening old school tonight on the radio. However you're with us, we welcome you into Darlington football. It's game 2, both teams 1-0. North Cobb Christian ranked in the top 10. The Darlington Tigers trying to position themselves in that direction, and certainly a win here would go a long way here at the start of the season. And of course, as we talked about Darlington, the ultimate road dogs in the last week, third time coming down here to this general area, not quite as far for this game, but that's a lot of work to put in with the span of the week. But this team's ready for it. They're conditioned for circumstances like this.
They are. Look, you grow from adversity, and last week they faced a lot of it, and so it's going to be interesting to see how this Tigers team prepares and gets ready to rock and roll on the road for a second straight week.
Ade Desalu is waiting on the signal from the official, and he will get ready to kick off this football game, and we'll get ready to roll. They're going to be 2 men back here for the North Cobb Christian Eagles, and Desalu makes his trot to the ball, and toe meets leather. We're underway. End over end, drops in at the 3-yard line. Young man going to bring it out, gets across the 10, finds a seam, stays up, shakes a guy off, cuts towards the center of the field and drags him down to the 43. That was a massive return right there for the Eagles. Number 9, Toby Martin, the sophomore.
Yeah, about a 39-yard return there by Martin, and they will start at their own 42 for this first possession.
So the first play will happen at about 11:50 remaining here in the first quarter of the ball game, and good field position after a big return here for North Cobb Christian. And they roll up to the line of scrimmage. Going to spread you out here. They're going to send 2 receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side here for the formation. And they'll be in a pistol look with a running back right behind the quarterback, kind of shaded to his left. So the quarterback, McCullough, takes the snap, hands it off, goes to the near side with a run play, and he's going to be brought down as he gets down to about the 48-yard line. That was Cooper Bazarski.
And we knew we were going to get a heavy dose of Bazarski in this game, and he gets the first carry. Falls forward, gains about 4 yards.
So Bazarski to the 47-yard line, and North Cobb Christian after the first play, right after a big return, almost has it at midfield. And so the quarterback, McCullough, is going to line up with Bazarski right behind him. 2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. This is going to be second down and about 6 here for North Cobb Christian. They take the snap, hand it right back to Bazarski, gets a good block up front, and he's going to be dropped there by the Darlington Tigers' Stuart Grigsby, and that stops a first down, but he's still got a decent chunk of yards.
They're going to move the chains. I thought with forward progress, he had that one. 2 plays, 2 doses of Bazarski. I'd like a side of Bazarski every now and then. Yeah. So you could have some Bazarski with your Buc-ee's brisket sandwich, Matt.
There you go. Pistol set, 2 wide on the far side. Don't make me laugh. We're trying to call the game. Wide receiver on the near side, Bazarski in the backfield. with McCullough. McCullough getting ready to take the snap. Drops back, puts a good spiral in the air, and that is going to be overthrown, incomplete. But that was a good-looking spiral.
It was a good-looking pass, but Stuart Grigsby was step for step with the receiver there. Kind of a timing pattern there where you're throwing to a target. It was 5 yards over the receiver. Good coverage downfield by Stuart Grigsby.
And so North Cobb Christian will go back to the drawing board here with 2nd down and 10 from the 47-yard line, this time on Darlington's side of the field. So the Eagles in Tiger territory. 2 wide receivers to the far side, a sniffer on the right side of the formation, and a receiver on the near side. Bazarski in the backfield with McCullough. Bazarski's getting the rock here, bounces out to the right, drives, gets about 7 yards on the play. Another good run for that young man.
Yeah. 3 carries for Bazarski. They put some, and this could be 4-down territory too, depending on how much they pick up here if they end up short of the line to gain.
So that's a 5-yard pickup for Bazarski, setting up that 3rd and 5. As McCullough gets the play call, brings it in from the sidelines, goes back to the huddle with his team. They're working from right to left on your radio dial. Going to send a wide receiver to the near side, or the Eagles. That's J.T. Herr. Going to have another one on the far side, one in the slot on this near side. As McCullough gets ready to take the snap on 3rd and 5 from the Darlington 42. There's the snap, gives it to Bazarski, and Bazarski's going to be brought down, and a big hit, as you mentioned, from Ty.
Yeah, Ty Wood flew in there from the far side and just laid the boom down on Bazarski, and that's going to set him up with a decision to make here. I mentioned it could be 4-down territory, and it looks like the Eagles' offense will stay on the field here for 4th and 3.
So let's see what they dial up here on this 4th down and 4 from the 41-yard line. And quarterback looking off to his offensive coordinator, getting the signals. Now he'll run back to the huddle, line his team up, and try to come up with a big play. So the Darlington Tigers have got an opportunity to get a turnover on downs here if they can get a stop here on this particular down. 4th down, and here come the Eagles. Pistol set, going to have 3 wide receivers. Tucked in pretty close to the line of scrimmage this time. There's the snap. McCullough going play action, rolls to his right, puts the ball in the air, screen pass, connects with Paget, and he is going to be hauled out of bounds at about the 10. So they've got it in the red zone.
Yeah, that time was kind of a levels route tree there. And Darlington had it well covered downfield. They had the underneath covered, but Paget was running free on the crossing pattern about 15 yards downfield, and McCullough found him. And that'll set up a 1st and 10 at the 11.
And that was a 30-yard play there on 4th down for North Cobb Christian that sets them up in the red zone. They've got the ball at the 11-yard line. They go back to the line of scrimmage, going to send 2 wide to the near side, 1 on the far side. McCullough, the quarterback, with Bazarski behind him, about 3 yards behind him there. And there's the snap. They go right back to Bazarski, run it right up the middle, and a host of Tigers get to him and bring him down at about the 8-yard line.
And Coach Groves talked about Bazarski and how he doesn't go down easy. And the Tigers met him at the line of scrimmage there, but he just keeps grinding those legs, and he was able to fall forward and get about 3.5 yards.
So it looks like they've got it spotted at the 8-yard line. So as you pointed out, a pickup of about 3, and now the Tigers will go back to the line of scrimmage and try to get a stop here on 2nd down. This is a good-looking offense here from this North Cobb team here on this first drive. Going to send 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far. McCullough ready to take the snap with 8:05 left to go in the first quarter. First drive of the game. There's the snap. Back to Bazarski, finds a seam, drives in. One last push into the end zone, and that's going to be an 8-yard run for a touchdown.
And just a little zone play there, and Bazarski took it up the middle. And he didn't greet a Tiger until he got to the goal line. And, man, he just runs behind his pads, keeps driving. Tough kid to bring down. And a solid 9-play drive there, or 8-play drive for a touchdown there by Bazarski.
So the kicker is on here to try to knock this through. Number 48, Daniel Rivera, is the kicker who will try to tack on the extra point here and make it a 7-0 ball game, and he does just that. Wow, that was right down the middle.
Yeah. So a successful drive there, a 58-yard, 8-play march for the North Cobb Christian Eagles to take the early 7-0 lead.
All right, folks, we're glad you're with us for Darlington football here on WLAQ and also the live stream. As Ian just pointed out, 7-0 Eagles after the first drive that chewed up 4 minutes and 3 seconds. And just want to take an opportunity to thank the folks at North Cobb Christian. They could not be giving us better hospitality. It's been unbelievable. It's been fantastic.
Very friendly group of people. Lots of hospitality.
I know that when it started raining earlier, everybody was kind of ducking for cover, and they let the video crew go into the concession stand. And, of course, we were in the press box. We're on top of it right now. Of course, the athletic director greeted us when we got here, helped us get where we needed to go.
The
and
assistant AD also made it a point to come introduce yourself and say hello and let us know if we needed anything. So, yeah, we haven't run into a person here that hasn't been kind and welcoming, and that's much appreciated.
Makes our job a lot easier, doesn't it? Rivera about to kick it away after just making the extra point here. And here comes the kick, going to be end over end. Donaldson drops back, and that was a long kick out of the back of the end zone. That's going to make you go 80 yards.
We were watching them warm up. This kid's got a big leg.
He truly does.
And he just did a little dance after that when went out of the back of the end zone. So he's got a little swagger too.
So the Darlington Tigers will get the ball at their own 20 for their first drive. A little bit of work to do here, down 7-0 on the road here at North Cobb Christian. And as Ian pointed out, when we were given the starting lineups for the game, Miles Twyman will not be at that B-back position to start the game. You're going to have Bo Powers. So a little bit different look here as we get ready for the quarterback, Levi Duggan, who was our Honeymoon Bakery icing of the cake player of the game last week, to take the snap from base formation. Is going to pitch it, gives it to Donaldson, finds some room to run on the outside, streaking down the sidelines. Here he goes, Tiger fans, inside the 40 on the other side of the field. 10, 5, gone. I got mixed up on my words. I got so excited. Jace Donaldson with an 80-yard run to pay dirt. And the Tigers answer back quick.
We're going to have to talk to Coach Groves about this. It's hard to play ball control offense when you keep scoring on big plays. But on the very first play from scrimmage, you go with the toss play, and Jace Donaldson finds a seam and turns on the afterburners. 80 yards to pay dirt. And just like that, Darlington can knock the extra point through and tie this thing up.
So Matthias Sell is up there for the extra point. Kick is on the way, and that one's going to sneak through, and it's a 7-7 ball game in the blink of an eye.
That's
literally.
Right. That's right. So the Tigers are finding that big play pretty regular so far in this young season.
Isn't that the truth? Jace Donaldson making a statement early on a big play, and every single score that we've seen from Darlington from the first two games up to this point has been a massive big play. That's incredible.
I can reel them all for you. There was a 78-yard touchdown, a 67-yard touchdown, a 97-yard touchdown run for the Darlington offense last week, and then Donaldson, the guy who just went 80 yards, he returned a muffed field goal attempt for 87 yards for a touchdown last week.
Incredible.
So that's Donaldson's second touchdown of 80 or 80-plus yards in this very young season.
So 7-7 with 7:44 left to go in the first quarter of the ball game. You got to remember, Darlington got the ball back with 7:57 left to go in this first quarter. So that was a pretty quick drive. One play, 80 yards, put 6 on the board, tack on the extra point, we're tied. Here comes Desalude to the ball, kicks it. That's going to drop at about the 5 and roll back into the end zone, so an automatic touchback.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a little English on that one as it bounced and shot through inside the pylon and out of the end zone. And that they're going to force North Cobb Christian to march the length of the field this time. Last time, he had a really good kickoff return that set them up with good field position at their own 42. This time they'll start from their own 20.
So North Cobb Christian gets ready to roll back to the line of scrimmage here and get set up here for their second drive of the game. First one, as Ian pointed out, was successful, capped off with an 8-yard touchdown run by Cooper Bazarski, the senior running back, who we told you was going to be their bell cow, get the rock quite a bit in this game, and that certainly happened on that first drive. McCullough ready to take the snap here on first down, going to send a wide receiver out to the right side, gives it to Bazarski, sneaks around the line of scrimmage and drives to about the 29-yard line. and he almost got a first down on the first play.
And Bazarski's getting some good running lanes. That time he had the option to kind of cut that one back, and he bounced it off tackle, cut inside, and was met by a host of Tigers, but he was a good 6 yards downfield before they got anybody on him.
Well, Bazarski is going to make you go berserk because he is, as Coach Groves pointed out, he's a hard man to get down. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near. There's the snap to McCullough, turns, gives it right back to Bazarski, sneaks through a seam, stays up, and gets down to the 41-yard line. That'll be a first down and then a big chunk of yards after that.
2 carries on this drive for Bazarski. He's already racked up another 21 yards.
So a 12-yard pickup there for Bazarski, and they have the first down, move the chains. Ball set up at the 41-yard line as North Cobb Christian goes back to the line of scrimmage. Everything tied up at 7 apiece. Going to send 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near. Pistol formation, Bazarski in the backfield with McCullough, their quarterback. They're working right to left. Dropping back is McCullough, throws a screen pass, gets a wide receiver, Paget, and didn't see a flag.
I'm shocked. There was a handful of jersey there, but the official kept it in his britches there, and it was well played by the Darlington Tigers regardless, as it was a screen play, and they did a good job only allowing a yard to be gained.
And that was Oakland Paget there on the pickup there on the reception. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near. Pistol formation, McCullough ready to take the snap with Bazarski behind him. Just a couple of steps. There's the snap, turns, gives it back to Bazarski, sneaks around that left side again, gets across midfield, drags the pile. Forward motion will probably stop at about the 46, maybe 47-yard line, but another big pickup and a first down for Bazarski.
No big secrets to what they're trying to do here. They've ran that play already 6 times. Same play that they ran on second down, and Bazarski's able to take that ball in the backfield, make one cut to his left, and find a lot of open running room. Picks up the first down.
Another 12-yard pickup there for Bazarski. This time they'll send 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near. Pistol formation here for McCullough, their quarterback. And he's a new player this year. They had a different starting quarterback last year, but I believe he's at another school now. This is a snap, going to fake the handoff, play action, connects with a wide receiver in between 2 defenders and is brought down at the 34-yard line. And the receiver on that particular play was number 16, J.T. Herr.
That was an absolute bullet there from McCullough as he went a little play action to Bazarski, but it's a quick read, kind of a skinny post right down the middle of the field, and he found his target there, as you mentioned, J.T. Herr, put it right on the numbers.
So another 12-yard pickup on that play as North Cobb Christian continues to march the ball down the field. Pistol formation, McCullough turns, gives it off to Bazarski, sneaks away from a defender. Ball came out, loose on the turf. We've got a pile of humanity, and when they get up, we'll see who has the ball. Looks like North Cobb Christian was able to cover.
Able to strip the ball. But an opportunistic play there by Upton to fall on the ball. Ty Wood almost had him in the backfield. And I think it was Ade Desalu that got the forced fumble there, but the Tigers weren't able to fall on it.
So that turns into a 4-yard pickup, brings up a 2nd down and 6 from the Tigers 30 for the Eagles. Pistol formation, 2 wide on the far side, 1 on the near. McCullough takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, kind of a delayed handoff to the running back Bazarski. It takes about 3 guys to haul him to the turf, and he is able to pick up about, 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, so it'll be a 3rd and short situation here.
So the ball's going to be spotted right around the 27-yard line. And again, the Eagles are in Tiger territory. We're tied up at 7 apiece here in the first quarter, 3:45 and the clock ticking in this first frame. They're going to go to the gun for this set. Wide receiver to the near side, and we got a timeout. I believe Coach Groves called that one. Yep. So we're going to take it also. We're glad you're with us. It's Darlington Tigers football on the live stream and on the radio on WLAQ. 3:35 left, first quarter, tied at 7 apiece. We're back for 3rd and 3 for the Eagles after a 30-second timeout.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students. freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
Directly after the game as we award the Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake Player of the Game. Obviously putting his name in the hat on the first play from scrimmage was Jace Donaldson with an 80-yard run for the first score of the game for Darlington of what we hope will be many.
Yeah, absolutely. Some Tigers making some plays out there already. And Darlington's defense is going to see if they can come up big here, 3rd and 3 at the 27-yard line.
Jaden McCullough lines them up in that pistol look, going to get ready for that 3rd and 3. 2 wide receivers to the far side, one on the near. Brzarski gets the call. He runs up the middle, carries the pile. I think he's got enough in. We'll see.
Yeah. Well defended there. But Brzarski once again, that all-important category, yak. Yards after contact. So far, Brzarski's done a good job of absorbing the contact, keeping his legs driving, and picking up those tough extra yards.
Brzarski got him down to the 23-yard line, good enough for a first down, and now it's 1st and 10 from the 23 in Tiger territory. McCullough ready for the snap. There it is. He turns, fakes it, goes the other way. This time Toby Martin's got it, runs out to the edge, and he's going to sneak into the corner of the end zone. Did see a flag, so we'll see what this is all about. Right now we've seen a signal of a touchdown, but this one may be coming back.
It's in the area of holding. There was nobody out there, and I missed it. See if I can catch it on the replay. We'll see what the officials whistle here.
Official about to come over here with the call in just a moment. And it looks like he is going to call a hold on the offense, so this will indeed be coming back.
Yeah, and it looks like it was Stuart Grigsby that was held downfield, and it was Connor Feltalt that might have gotten a little jersey, so they will bring it back.
So the Tigers are able to dodge a bullet there, and that would have been a 23-yard touchdown run, but instead this is going to back the ball up to the 30-yard line where the official is standing above the ball right now.
It's always tough to see points come off the board. And this is the first time we've seen the Eagles have to face a little adversity on offense as they're back behind the chains.
I think they took one too many points.
They did.
2 wide receivers to the near side, one on the far as McCullough lines him up in a pistol, gets ready to take the snap with Brzarski in the backfield with him. He turns, gives. Now he tries to run up the middle, and the middle is clogged up. So not a big pickup there for Brzarski that time.
Yeah, only a couple of yards. And the Tigers would love to put them in a 3rd and long situation here.
Looks like they're going to spot that right at about the 28-yard line. So a 2-yard pickup for Brzarski. And the Eagles will go back to the line of scrimmage here. We've got a 7-7 ball game. The scoreboard shows 7-6, but I don't believe that's correct.
That is not correct.
2:24 left to go here in the first quarter. Pistol formation, McCullough ready to take the snap. We got a timeout called on this side. Matt Jones wants a timeout here for the Eagles, so we're going to take another one as well. 2:18 left to go in the first quarter. Tiger 7, Eagles 7. We're back in 30 seconds.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Georgia tonight on a warm night, but it could be a lot worse than it was last weekend for the games over at Mount Vernon. I say games, it was one game, but it took 2 days to get it in.
That's right. We've had some kind cloud cover today, saving us from a little of this August humidity. We've been in much hotter ovens than this one, that's for sure.
We really have. I'm very grateful. Trust me, and I love our vantage point tonight. We're on top of the press box, got a clear view of the field. So anyway, we got pistol formation, 2 wide to the near side. This is 2nd down and 15 here for the Eagles. Had a touchdown call back a couple of plays ago because of a penalty, a holding penalty. And we got another flag that comes in.
False start this time. So some errors here from the Eagles offense. You've got a hold, and now another false start that'll back them up 5 more yards. And they're moving in the wrong direction, much to the delight of Tigers fans, and an opportunity here for Darlington's defense. This has been a long drive. Both of the North Cobb Christian drives have been long, sustained drives, and now they have a chance to get off the field.
All right, so the Eagles will roll back to the line of scrimmage here with 2nd down and 20 to go. Ball is now at the 33-yard line in Tiger territory. Going to send 3 wide to the near side this time, 1 on the far side. Pistol look as we see most of the game here with McCullough, the quarterback here from North Cobb Christian. Drops back, looking to throw, can't find anybody open, will tuck and run, and is brought to the ground. And so the Darlington Tigers come up with a sack right there.
Yeah, Cooper Norris is the one who got to the quarterback there. And I don't know if he got him behind the line of scrimmage, so I don't know if that'll get out. I want to give him the sack, but heck of a play by Norris.
He was able to get a yard.
Yes.
It's a gain of 1 on the play. It's 3rd and long for your Eagles. From the 32.
Tried to help him out a little bit,
right.
But it didn't work out.
Yeah, everybody wants to put a sack on the score sheet, man.
That's exactly right. Quarterback rolls back to the line of scrimmage. Now at the 32 after that 1-yard pickup on the quarterback run. And a couple of wide receivers on the near side. You got an H-back here on the near side of the formation. Drop it back as McCullough going to throw a screen to Bizarski. He runs, stays up, drags the pile out of bounds about the 26-yard line. So that was a pretty good pickup for that young man.
It was, and that puts him in a position here where it should be about 4th down and 14 yards. That was well defended. I mean, you're in no man's land here, and we've seen that their kicker, Daniel Rivera, has a pretty good leg, but it looks like they're going to go for it here and keep the offense on the field. That would be a 49-yard attempt if they had elected to kick it.
And what about Sawyer Sorrells, the freshman defensive lineman, blocking an extra point and a field goal last week? That was crucial in that game. Pistol formation. McCullough getting ready to take the snap, going to switch some personnel around. Now they're going to have 2 wide to that far side, 1 on the near. We're going to have a flag. Too much movement going on.
That's right. It's an effort penalty there, just trying to fire off and make a play, but he got into the neutral zone there. And that will make this a little bit easier. And now they're going to put Rivera out on the field. They've got him, instead of a 49-yard attempt, this will be 44. And North Cobb will elect to try to put 3 points on the board. A lot of pre-snap motion there, too, from this North Cobb Christian team.
So this will be a 39-yard attempt. As we get ready for their kicker, Rivera, to try to put a boot on the ball and through the upright. Certainly has the legs. There's the kick, got the hold down just in time, and it sneaks over the crossbar. Boy. Wow, and a flag comes in, though.
Yeah, they hit the kicker.
Okay.
That'll be an automatic first down, too. Refs will meet to discuss this, but I'm pretty sure when the leg's extended like that and he hit him low, they're going to go running into. Okay, that's big. That's only 5 yards.
Going to have the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show tonight. After the game, Austin Butler's going to be back in the studio with his dad, Lynn. I filled in for him last week, and we had a really good time, but I'm glad that those guys are going to be taking it back over tonight. As we drive down I-75, we can listen and find out what happened in the other games around the area tonight.
That's right. We sure can.
So we encourage people, okay, the field goal is going to be good.
Okay, yeah.
And so the score, and as the penalty was declined, so the score is going to go to 10-7 in favor of North Cobb Christian.
12-play march that started all the way back at their 20-yard line, and a 44-yard field goal good for Daniel Rivera. An impressive drive there and a crucial call. Had that been roughing the kicker, it would have been an automatic first down.
So 1:14 left to go here in the first quarter of the football game, and the Eagles retake the lead, and it looks like we may be in for a slobber knocker in this one. We'll see what happens, how the Tigers respond on this next drive. But so Rivera to kick it off here for the Eagles.
And he's proven he can put it through the back of the end zone from here. So
Jace back standing about the 2-yard line, hoping to get an opportunity here. We'll see what happens. This one's going to drop right at about the 1. He'll bring it out. He's across the 10, stays up across the 15, and coverage gets down and brings him down. We'll see where they spot it. But, boy, that was good pursuit there by the coverage.
Yeah, they knocked him back. I think Forward Progress will have that out at the 17-yard line, Matt.
The Eagles, number 20, J.D. Batista, and number 44, Max Byram.
So the ball will be right just shy of the 17, as you pointed out. So the Tigers will start in their own territory with 1:07 left to go in the first quarter, trailing by 3 points.
From the 17-yard line.
So the Tigers roll to the line of scrimmage. Of course, Levi Duggan, the sophomore quarterback, getting ready to take the snap. He's got the ball, turns, ready to run the ball, but a couple flags come in. This will be a procedural penalty, I believe.
It's going against North Cobb Christian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Encroachment against the Eagles. So that'll spot the Tigers 5.
Yeah, but there was a lot of running room out there for Duggan on that play when you go back and watch it. He bounced that to the outside, and they absolutely they bit on the dive fake there.
So now the ball is brought out to the 22 after the penalty yards. Duggan under center, getting ready to take the snap with everybody in tight in their base formation. He's going to run, gets bit by the turf monster a little bit there, dropped back about 2 yards on the play.
Tried to do the same thing on that play on the keep. Didn't have anywhere to go, and it'll be 2nd and 7. Lost 2 yards on that one.
And so 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Tigers trail 10-7. This is going to bring up 2nd down and 7 from the 20-yard line. Tigers going to try to get something positive here in the waning seconds here of this first quarter. 20 seconds on the play clock as the Tigers come back to the line of scrimmage and get ready to run a play here. Levi Duggan rolls up under center, has got everybody in tight and ready to take the snap. 16 seconds on the clock, 4 on the play clock. 3, 2, takes the snap, turns, and fakes the handoff. Quarterback's going to run it, and he is going to be stopped about the 21 after a 1-yard pickup, and that's going to end the first quarter.
Yep, so we'll come back to a 3rd and long situation for the Tigers to start the second quarter.
All right, folks, 10-7, Eagles lead it at home. We're going to send it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout on Darlington Tigers football.
Kusa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Kusa Steel. Steel for your project.
Tigers' second drive of the game is going to carry over into the second quarter of the game. And when we resume here in a couple of moments, it is going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Tigers at the 21-yard line. Of course, they've swapped sides of the field, so now the Tigers are going to be working from right to left on your radio dial. So the Tigers go back to the line of scrimmage, ready to roll. This time they're going to send 2 wide receivers to the far side, one on the near. A little bit different look here for this formation. Otherwise, quarterback's going to be under center, ready to take the snap. He's got it. Duggan is dropping back, looking to throw on this play, puts the ball in the air. Pretty good ball, and that is going to be incomplete to Jace Donaldson, and that'll bring up 4th down in a punt situation.
Duggan got there outside the tackle box and was able to fire that one downfield. Donaldson had a chance to go up and make the play.
And we didn't see the Tigers throw the ball much at all last week. They only threw it one time. Was that right? I remember
that I had on the stat sheet. It was one incompletion.
So now the Tigers will get ready to punt. Trey Moore will get ready to receive the ball at about the 5-yard line is where he is lined up. And we'll try to get a good boot on it here and pin them back as far as you can. They're going to have good field position pretty much no matter what here. We'll see what happens. Here comes the snap. Moore puts the ball in the air, and that is going to drop in at about the 50. Will be brought out here by North Cobb Christian. He finds a seam, cuts inside. Now he starts to run towards the middle of the field, and now he's going to drive right into the end zone. Ball came out as he crossed the plane.
They're going to rule him down inside the 1-yard line.
And that was number 9, Toby Martin, and he's already proven to be a dangerous man in this game a couple of times.
Brought down by ambush the Tigers. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Eagles.
And that time he made the first guy miss, found a running lane, and then was able to just take off downfield, cut back once, and was brought down. Trey Moore did a good job making him cut back inside, and I think Ethan Height finally got him down from behind there.
So a big punt return there by Toby Martin, and that brings him down to the 1. Can't get much better field position than this.
No.
McCullough ready to take the snap from the pistol. Going to have a wide receiver on each side, H-back on the right side of the formation, and Bizarski in the backfield, and we got a whistle, a flag.
It's on Darlington, so they'll scoot it up a few inches closer to the goal line.
So inches to go here on 1st down here after the penalty for North Cobb Christian going to the line of scrimmage here with an opportunity to go up by a couple of scores. They lead at 10-7 with 11:35 left to go in the first half of play here from Kennesaw, Georgia. On a beautiful night for football here in we're in late August now, August 22nd, game 2.
These months just fly by, don't they?
They truly do. Pistol formation, McCullough ready to take the snap. He's got 2 wide. He's going to give it right to Bizarski. Tries to dive over the pile and is crushed at the line of scrimmage, but he got over the plane. So that's going to be just inches into the goal line for a touchdown for Bizarski. That was a great effort by that young man. Great effort by the defense to try to stop him.
Absolutely. He went over the top, and I guess that ball got over the plane. The officials over there on the sidelines have a much better view than we do as far as looking right down the line to see that. But it was well defended, but he just didn't have far to go.
So the extra point coming up here from Daniel Rivera. The hold will be handled by Coker Ormsby. And now North Cobb Christian trying to extend that lead to 10. Here comes the kick, and that is blocked. Getting his mid on it there for the Tigers, I believe, was J.B. Ragland, number 2.
J.B. Ragland.
And so far this season, we've seen 2 blocked extra points and a blocked field goal.
Yeah, and absolutely. And we saw last week that those extra points can add up and be very crucial. Darlington won the game by 2 points. There was a missed extra point, and they blocked one as well. Blocked another field goal late in that game as well. So every point matters as Darlington will try to put together a drive and answer the North Cobb Christian score.
Well, we're glad you're with us tonight on WLAQ or watching on the live stream. While we got a moment here, let's recognize the crew because, man, they put a lot of effort and work into bringing you these broadcasts. So we're going to start with the Northwest Georgia media crew here on a Friday night. Bennett Abernathy and Caleb Bice up on top of the press box with cameras tonight right next to us. And then remote cameras tonight, Clara Patterson, Nathan Patterson with replay, Mike Garrett, director, and I'm Matt Davis alongside Ian Griffin bringing you the play-by-play story of tonight's game. And now North Cobb Christian has it teed up, and Rivera about to kick it back to the Tigers. And let's see if they can answer here, Ian. Here comes the kick from Rivera. It's going to be end over end. Chasing it down is Jace Donaldson. Already had one big play in the game. Let's see if he can make it another. And he is out across to about the 27-yard line. Gets a good return there and sets him up with good field position.
Yeah, absolutely. He was close to popping that one as well.
I tell you what, if you're a defensive coordinator for the opposing team, every time that young man gets the ball in his hands, you're holding your breath, aren't you?
Yes, indeed. Just heard from our good friend Jeff Gable. Cass leads 21-0 in Shannon after the first quarter. So the Colonels are up big in that one. We'll try to keep you updated on all the area teams that are in action this evening.
And so after the good return there from Jace Donaldson, the Tigers are going to have it at the 31-yard line on their own side of the field. 2 wide receivers, 1 on each side.
Late substitution there for North Cobb.
Duggan is under center. He'll take the snap. Gonna fake the handoff. There's the pitch. Gets it to Bo Powers. Gets out to the outside. He's across the 40 and goes out of bounds. That's a first down. Darlington Tigers, Bo Powers.
Duggan did a great job there just to get the pitch off as he bounced it to the outside there. Well defended. And in a lot of traffic, he kind of did a two-hand push there on the toss to Bo Powers. If you give Powers the ball in space, he can make you pay.
11-yard pickup there for Bo. And that brings it out to the 42-yard line. Tigers line it up 1st and 10. They'll be in their base formation. Got the 2 A-backs, B-back. Quarterback under center here with Levi Duggan, the sophomore quarterback, doing a fine job. 1st and 10. There's the snap. Going to hand it off, try to go up the middle, and it is going to be stuffed right there at the line of scrimmage.
I think that was Matthias Sell there on the carry. He was lit as soon as the ball was in the breadbasket. He was greeted rudely by the Eagles defenders.
So that's going to be a loss of about 3 yards, it looks like, there for the Tigers. That drops them back to the 39-yard line.
That puts the Tigers behind the chains.
We're getting a little bit of thunderstruck from AC/DC. That's been heavy on the rotation tonight. I can get down with that.
I can handle that.
It makes me think of that movie based on the Stephen King book, Maximum Overdrive. You remember that one?
I remember it well. I actually watched it not too long ago.
I had nightmares about that when I was a kid, but I like the soundtrack. Here's a quick pass. Connects with Nate Konchesky, and he's going to be hauled out of bounds just across the 50. So great connection between Levi Duggan and Nate, and here we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a quick 3-step drop there. Duggan sets back, has plenty of time. Konchesky got downfield, sat down on the route, and then was able to turn it upfield and get it about an extra 4 yards. So now we're in third and manageable here, 3rd and 1.
So that was just shy of the first down by about a yard, and we're going to get a timeout here.
I think it's the officials that took the timeout.
Okay. All right, we're going to keep it right here through this one. Ian, do you have any updates from any other area games of note?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll look. So far, not a lot of scores in, but the Ridgeland Panthers are up 7-0 over our Murchie in the first quarter. No score in the Pepperell-Adairsville game. Pickens County leads Sonoraville 14-7 in the first. Cass, as we mentioned, our buddy Jeff Gable's on the call there in Shannon. He texted me, and my score here says 7-0, but we got it live from Shannon. It's 21-0. Cass leading that ball game.
It just hits different when you're getting it from the source.
Indeed,
right?
It does. But that's it. So Kusa's up 7-0 over Southeast Whitfield. So early strike there from the Kusa Eagles.
Well, the teams are both back out on the field and ready to go here as we get ready for this next play here for the Darlington Tigers. A 3rd down and short after the pass play to Nate Konchesky from Levi Duggan on the previous play. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to pitch it right at last second. Gets Jace Donaldson, shakes a man off, streaking down the sidelines inside the 20, the 5, gone. Big play for Jace Donaldson, and the Tigers have struck again, this time of the 49-yard variety. What a play, and the Tigers are back in business.
Just like that. A really crucial 12-yard pass on 2nd down and long that set that up in 3rd and short. And that time Duggan did a great job making the read, getting to the outside, hitting the pitch, and Donaldson did the rest.
49 yards to pay dirt. And here's the extra point attempt, and I believe that is no good. So that is going to keep the score 16 to 13, a 3-point game in favor of the Eagles.
Yeah, it looked like they had some problems getting the snap down on that extra point. But remember, North Cobb had theirs blocked, so it's still a field goal game here. And the Tigers have cut into the lead here on the road.
16 to 13, as Ian just pointed out. 49-yard run there by Jace Donaldson, and he is responsible for both touchdowns for the Darlington Tigers today. You think he wants some cupcakes?
Yeah, I think he wants cupcakes.
The Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. We got week 2 edition of that coming up at the end of the game, and it'll taste even sweeter with a Darlington Tigers victory. We'll see what happens. We got a lot of football to play, and boy, we're getting a lot of action in this one early, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a night for the offenses to make some plays so far, but we're still early in the game. 9:26 left in the second quarter, and it's the home team up by 3, 16 to 13.
Two really, really good teams locking horns here tonight. Well, Ade Desalu has it teed up. It's ready to kick it back to this North Cobb Christian Eagles football team with 9:26 left to go in our first half, and the Eagles leading it 16 to 13 here from Kennesaw, Georgia. And Braves baseball for you the rest of the weekend coming up tomorrow and on Sunday, so looking forward to that. The Braves have been on a bit of a tear as of late. Unfortunately, too little too late. There's a kick, end over end, drops in, going to be brought out here by the Eagles. I believe that's Bazarski with the ball in his hands. We know how dangerous that is, and he gets it out across the 30-yard line, so a good return there by Bazarski.
And they'll have 70 yards in front of them instead of a half yard this time. So
man,
they'll have to drive the field as Darlington will aim to get their offense the ball back with a chance to tie or take the lead.
Well, it's hard to believe it. We've had 2 weeks now of high school football, but tomorrow we get week 0 of the college football season. Anybody going to be watching that Iowa State K-State game from Ireland on television?
I promise you I'll be tuned in.
Won't miss it. Usually that matchup's not must-see TV for me, but if it's week 0, it is for sure. There's the snap. Quarterback dropping back. McCullough got company in the backfield, and he's able to connect with a receiver. That is Oakleen Padgett, and he gets it across down to about the 40-yard line on the Darlington side of the field. That was a heck of a play.
Yeah, and we're going to get a rough in the pass or two that gets tacked onto this one. That was the same play they ran on 4th down on their first drive, Matt, and both times in that levels concept, it has been Oakleen Padgett just wide open about 15 yards down the field, and then he was able to pick up a lot of extra yards as well. Well, I think of roughing the passer. No, ineligible receiver.
Ooh.
What a huge call that is. So a lineman leaked a little bit too far downfield before the quarterback let go of that one. That is a huge swing.
So this one is obviously coming back as both teams take the march back to the ball, and certainly North Cobb Christian takes a little bit of wind out of your sails after having that one called back after such a big play.
Yeah, that's a big-time call there. The right call.
So now the ball is going to be at the 26-yard line after the penalty, and we will get ready for first down and 15. 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side as we get ready for McCullough to take the snap with Bazarski in the backfield with him. And he takes it, drops back, puts a pass in the air, connects with a receiver. That's Oakland again, and he is going to be knocked out of bounds. Much shorter gain that time, got about maybe 3 or 4 yards, it looked like to me.
I think he got a few more than that. Yeah.
About 8.
About 8 yards, yeah.
I'd forgotten about the penalty yards already.
With a gain of 7 on the play, brings up 2nd and 8 for the Eagles.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Absolutely glorious sunset here over the stadium here at Jacob Dennis Field.
Gorgeous night. Pistol formation, 2 wide near side, 1 far side. 2nd down and 8 here for the Eagles. McCullough, the quarterback. Bazarski in the backfield with him. He's going to throw a screen pass to Bazarski, and he is hit immediately, stays up, shakes off a couple of guys, and he's going to be brought down at about the 35-yard line. So they're able to reel him in. But, boy, like you said earlier, he just keeps going.
Yeah, Ragland had a beat on him there, and he got there. He just couldn't secure the tackle, and Bazarski got upfield. Only a gain of 2. Had Ragland been able to pull him down, it would have been a loss. He had him behind the line.
So he's able to get down to the 35-yard line. That brings up 3rd and 6 here for the Eagles with just under 8 minutes to play in our first half of football.
It's a big opportunity for the Darlington defense.
Going to send 2 wide receivers off to the far side, 1 on the near. Going to have a different running back in the backfield this time. I believe that's Brody Clark. Looks like 24 on his sleeve.
Oh, false start. Yep, the right guard came out of his stance, and that'll back him up 5 yards.
The penalties have been a problem here for North Cobb Christian here in this first half.
Yeah, 3rd and 11. Different ball game than 3rd and 6. See what the Tigers decide to do here if they try to put a little pressure on this young quarterback. He's been pretty comfortable back there in the pocket.
And the Eagles took Bazarski off the field for 1 play, and he's already back out there for this package.
I wouldn't expect him to miss many.
2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near for the Eagles on 3rd and 6. Bazarski in the backfield. McCullough, the quarterback, ready to take the snap from the 30-yard line. And here it is. He's dropping back, looking to throw, going to put the ball in the air up the middle of the field, connects with Oakland, gets the, no, it's loose on the turf.
Either way.
By the Tigers, Ty Wood.
Yeah. They're going to rule that a completion and a fumble.
So Ty Wood collects the fumble, and the Tigers are going to try to take advantage of a turnover.
Yeah, that's huge. Great field position. And it was Jace Donaldson. You know, if they went back to the monitors there, I think they'd probably rule that an incompletion, Matt, but it was ruled a completion and then a strip. So Jace Donaldson, who's already scored 2 touchdowns, add a forced fumble to his stat sheet.
And so the Tigers are going to have fantastic field position. They're going to start at their own 49-yard line, just a yard shy from midfield here. Trailing this game only by 3, so an opportunity to go ahead, or at the very least tie it with a field goal here on this drive. But obviously you know what they want to do here. Everybody in tight here from the 49. Man motions to the right. We got a flag.
Yep, that's definitely going to be encroachment. 5 yards going the other way.
And again, we've seen the penalties rack up here for the Eagles.
It's been a huge story in the game. I mean, they had a big, think about the big play they had. They were in scoring position. Had they not had the ineligible receiver penalty, then they had a false start right after that, put them in a tough position, and then they turn it over here and immediately commit another penalty.
I want to remind everybody that you can catch the Coach Grove Show when we record it live on the WLAQ YouTube channel and also Facebook Live, so make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We do that on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. I always appreciate Coach Grove's time on that. We have a ball with that show. Wide receiver to the far side. This is going to be 1st and 5 for the Tigers. Quarterback going to pitch it at the last second to Donaldson. Streaks down the sidelines. Got to about the 20 before they hauled him out of bounds. So another big run and big play for Donaldson.
Indeed. He's already well over 150 yards. And that was actually a forward pass. And Duggan was behind the line of scrimmage, so perfectly legal play there. So take those stats off his rushing totals, and now he has a reception.
Unbelievable. Got him down to the 21, so right on the doorstep of the red zone are the Darlington Tigers with 6:45 remaining in the half.
And look, Coach Groves isn't going to be in a hurry here either, because you want to control the clock. We talked about in the pregame.
1st and 10 from the 21. There's the snap. Quarterback going to keep the ball and actually handed it off right at the last second.
Yep.
And he got it to Sell, who was able to pick up a few yards there on the first down play.
Yeah, absolutely. Staying ahead of the chains. That's the name of the game when you're running the option.
And so that gets the Tigers down to, I think, about the 18-yard line in the red zone with a second down play coming up here. So 2nd and 7, as you heard over the PA from the Tigers.
Tigers are actually moving a little quicker than I would expect.
Going to send 1 wide receiver on each side of the formation, split wide. There's a snap. Levi Duggan puts the ball in the air a little bit too high, out of reach for Trey Moore, incomplete.
Yeah, that one came out a little loose. And Moore tried to go up in the sky and get it, but too tall for him.
So again, the score is 16-13. We've got 5:55 left to go in the first half of play, and a big 3rd down and 7 come up for the Tigers in the red zone from the 18.
And that's
beautiful scene there on the video right now of the
sunset.
Golly, that's a good look.
Yeah, it definitely captures what our view is here from the top of the press box. Majestic, to say the least.
We are spoiled rotten, aren't we? Get to do this on Friday nights. It's awesome. Levi takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off to Sell, who drives forward. Hard run to about the 13.
And I think we'll see him stay on the field here and go
100%,
for it.
100%.
Field goal would tie it, but 4th and 1 is what they're staring at here.
Kind of a long one, close to 2.
Yeah.
So 4th down, let's see what they do here. Tigers going to change a little bit of personnel here for the package. Run back to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback's going to be under center. That's Levi Duggan ready to take the snap. Man starts to motion to the left.
Pull him offside.
Yeah, just going to see if they can get him to jump here. Probably going to see him. Well,
may see a timeout from Coach Groves here. Yep. Timeout.
There it is. So the timeout is called, and both teams will go back to their respective sidelines, and we're going to take one as well. 5:02 left to go first half. Big decision, and play come up here, 4th down and 2. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
Good catch.
Well, we got
Davis
a little
Matt Davis showing some quick hands.
The papers were flying, but had a little reaction time there and was able to reel it in. Looks like we're going to see a field goal attempt here.
Yep. That'll be Ade Desalu coming out, and this will be a 30-yard attempt right in the middle of the field.
So 30-yard attempt, as Ian pointed out, for Desalu. This would tie up the ball game at 16 apiece with 5:02 left to go here in the first half of the ball game. Here's the snap, good hold, kick on the way, and that one is going to be right through. The Tigers have tied it up. So a successful drive to tie the ball game.
Yeah, you get the turnover, and you have an opportunity to put points on the board, and Desalu blasted a rocket right between the pipes, and we're all knotted up at 16. He almost caught it again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm impressed. We're going to have to get Matt out there playing DB or wide receiver here.
We're going to bring in the paperweights here in this situation. We got a young man who's running the camera here for Darlington standing right next to us. I think he's kind of getting some entertainment from us fumbling around with our papers over here. But having a good time.
We're here to
entertain,
Tigers
right?
football.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that song. I don't know the name of it, the one that the pep band's playing down here for North Cobb Christian, but they play that at Jacksonville State down at Burgess Snow Field for third downs. So that makes me think of college football on Saturdays. I love it. It's good stuff.
Good times.
All right, folks, we're now getting ready for the Tigers to kick it back to North Cobb Christian. On the last drive from North Cobb Christian, it ended on a strip by Donaldson that forced a fumble, and then Ty Wood was able to pick up the ball. And so hoping they can get another stop here on this drive.
Absolutely.
We'll see what happens. So Desalu, who just booted a 30-yard field goal to top the ball game, puts the boot on it again, and this one's going to drop in at about the 6-yard line, will be fielded and brought out by a dangerous man, Toby Martin. And this time they got down very quickly and brought him down at the 24, which is a good thing.
Evan Parton, a heat-seeking missile there to the ball, making the play. And that'll set up the Eagles on their own. Where did they spot that, 22? 23.
23.
Yeah.
So, Ian, reel off those stats from Evan Parton from last week again.
Yeah,
Those
15 tackles, 10 solo. He was in on another 5, had a quarterback sack as well. Just everywhere from that Mike linebacker position.
All right, pistol formation, 1st and 10 from the 23. Eagles start in their own territory. And we got a tie ball game, 16 apiece. There's the snap. Going back to Bazarski. You probably could have guessed it. And he is going to be stopped after a pickup about 2 yards. Good defense there on that play.
Well, excellent defense that time. Evan Parton was the lead guy on that tackle. Surprise, surprise.
When in doubt. So a pickup of 3 yards there from Bazarski. Brings him out to the 26-yard line. And brings up a 2nd down and 7 as the Eagles roll back to line of scrimmage, working from left to right in a tie ball game at 16 apiece. 4:19 left to go here in the first half, so we're almost at halftime. And this has been an exciting first half of play, to say the least. This has been fun. 2 really good football teams here. There's the snap. McCullough going to throw a pass, kind of behind the receiver, but he's able to handle it, stays up and gets across the 30, about to the 37, and that was number 8, Connor Feltholt.
And Jace Donaldson actually did a really good job there. His blocker was right in front of him, and Donaldson could have allowed himself to be blocked, but he got off of his blocker and went low and got Feltholt to the ground, keeping that from being a real explosive play.
Man, it looks like North Cobb Christian wants to go back to the huddle before this play, and they'll get ready to go back to the line of scrimmage for the first down. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Quarterback in the pistol, 2 wide, the far side, 1 on the near. McCullough takes the snap, going play action, puts some good air under this one, and that is going to be a flag.
Yeah, they're gonna get Donaldson with a hold there. That occurred long before the ball got downfield.
There's a flag on play.
I got some lively music that they like to play here at Jacob Dennis Field, home of the Eagles. And I got some good news for everybody.
What's that?
After going down to Atlanta twice last week. At the friendly confines of Chris Hunter Stadium on Jerry Sharp Field next Friday against Ridgeland.
5 minutes from my house.
There you go. Cannot wait to be lakeside. All right. Now we're going to see North Cobb Christian line up at the 49-yard line on Darlington side of the field after the penalty yards. Pistol formation, 3 wide set, 2 on the near side. There's the snap. They hand it to Bazarski, goes up the middle, and he's able to carry the pile down to about the 44, I would say.
Definitely seen some adjustments here from the Tigers defense. Now, I mean, Bazarski got 5 there, but they're doing a better job of getting to him a little earlier.
So 2nd and 5 for the North Cobb Christian Eagles after that pickup of 5 from Bazarski. Going to send 2 wide to the far side, 1 on the near. Lined up in the slot is going to be Toby Martin for the Eagles. And McCullough ready to take the snap here as we're getting close to halftime. 2:50 left to go in this quarter. We're tied up at 16. There's the snap. McCullough drops back, going to put some air under it. Got hit just as he was throwing the ball, and that one's almost intercepted by Brooke Temple.
Yeah, Brooke Temple did a wonderful job there. McCullough got hit as he threw, but did a good job. Coach wasn't joking. He throws a pretty deep ball.
He really does.
And that time, Temple, step for step with the receiver and went up and high pointed the ball, breaking that one up.
And you want to talk about a guy that can run fast. Brooke Temple.
He's got some wheels.
Well, they've got the ball at the 44-yard line here for 3rd down and 5. Talking about the Eagles. Working from left to right on your radio dial on Darlington's side of the field. Tigers trying to come up with a stop here. McCullough going to throw a screen pass. Gets it to Bazarski. He's able to shake free. Gets out across the 30-yard line. Temple trying to chase him down. Dives at his shoes, but he's able to escape and get into the end zone. That is a big 44-yard run and touchdown by Bazarski. And Bazarski has all 3 of their scores in this ball game.
And just the right call at the right time there as Darlington's defense took the bait, got upfield, going after the quarterback. And McCullough did a good job dropping the screen pass into Bazarski.
Other than the field goal, of course.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So 3 touchdowns for Bazarski, and that one was 44 yards. Wow. Kick on the way, and that one is going to be through. And so the score moves to 23-16 in favor of the Eagles.
They're able to cash in here. They did leave the Tigers some time. Important to note that North Cobb elected to receive, so Darlington will get the opening kickoff in the second half. If you were asking for a dream scenario here, Darlington would take these last 2 minutes and 4 seconds and find a way to get a touchdown and get to the locker room all knotted up.
Indeed, and so the home team regains the lead after a 44-yard touchdown run by Bazarski, who now has tacked 3 touchdowns onto the board tonight here for this North Cobb Christian Eagles team. We got a 23-16 ball game. At halftime, we're going to relay you scores from other area games of interest, courtesy of Rome Orthopedic Center. And we'll also have some conversation about who's in the running from the Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake Player of the Game. You've had a lot of contributors tonight, but we got a clear choice at this point.
Yeah, it'd be an easy one to make if we were making it at halftime, but a whole other half of football left to play and a lot of guys who could get their name in the hat.
All right, folks. The Eagles ready to kick it away. Rivera trots to the ball, boots it. That's going to be end over end, and that one's going to be a touchback into the hands of Jace Donaldson in the end zone.
Yeah, it crossed the plane, so that's automatically going to be placed. They put some extra time on the clock, and maybe rightfully so, but I'm not sure. Nope, they're changing it now. Adjusting it.
And so the Tigers will start at their own 20, and we've seen them strike with big plays almost through 6 quarters of football this season, so nobody's going to be shocked if we see that again at this point. We'll just have to see what opens up for them here, but they're going to line up under center here for first down. Quarterback's going to take the ball and looking to pitch, is going to run the ball and is able to get about 3 or 4 yards. Took a pretty heavy hit.
He did. Well, it got positive yards, staying ahead of the chains.
And you want to talk about a guy that is a tough customer, not afraid to get hit.
Now, in this offense, there can be no fear of the big hit. You're going to absorb some contact running the option.
Nate Konchesky is the wide receiver on the far side as the Tigers roll back to the line of scrimmage here with 2nd down and 6 after a 4-yard pickup after a hard run from the quarterback, Levi Duggan, on that first play from scrimmage on this drive for the Tigers. He's going to take the ball. There's the pitch. Gets it out to Bo Powers, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It looked like the ball came out, but I think that he was able to cover.
Yeah, I think the Tigers got back on top of it.
So not much for the Tigers on that play. It looks like we're going to see a timeout.
We are.
Yeah.
They're going to press the issue and see if they can go 2 for 1 here.
Well, we're going to take it with them. 1:41 left to go in the first half. Eagles lead it at home over Darlington 23-16. We're back in 30 seconds.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Welcome back to live coverage of Darlington Tigers football. Tonight, we're in Kennesaw, Georgia, at the home of the North Cobb Christian Eagles, and they're playing on Jacob Dennis Field, and we're really glad that you're with us tonight for coverage. We've had a great ball game so far. It's been super entertaining, tons of action, but right now the Eagles are on top 23-16. Tigers have the ball, 3rd and 5 coming up, 1:41 left to go in the half after North Cobb Christian takes the timeout. As Ian pointed out, hoping to get the ball back in another shot here.
Yeah, and they have 1 timeout left in their pocket as well.
And so the Tigers under center for a big 3rd down. There's the pitch. Quick hitter over to Jace Donaldson on the toss sweep, and he stays up, gets across the 30. He's got the first down and then some.
Making him pay for the timeout as now Darlington can see if they can put together a drive here.
So that was an 11-yard pickup there for Jace Donaldson, who has just had an unbelievable game here for the Tigers tonight.
Outstanding first half from the senior.
A lot of football play left to go, not even at halftime yet. And we've seen enough action for about 2 games. This has been fun. Quarterback is under center. That's going to be Levi Duggan. There's a quick pitch over to Bo Powers. He stays up, tries to get to the edge, slips up, falls down after a pickup of about 5, I want to say.
That'll stop the clock. The Tigers are really attacking the perimeter here. Haven't had a lot of room between the tackles, but when they can get it to the edge, Powers and Donaldson have really shown the ability to make plays.
So Bo with a 6-yard run there for the Tigers. That sets up a 2nd down and 4 with 1:24 left to go on the clock. Tigers coming back to the line of scrimmage. This time they're going to line up with wide receivers. 2 of them are going to be on the near side, 1 on the far side. The 2 on the near side are going to be Moore and Donaldson lined up in the slot. On the far side, you got Nate Koncheski. Under center is Levi Duggan ready to take the snap. And he's got the ball dropping back, looking to throw, throws it to the right side, connects with Koncheski again. They get a 1st down as he's pulled back, and that'll move the chains.
A little curl route underneath, and that's the 2nd time they've had success as Duggan and Koncheski showing some chemistry there at the quarterback and receiver position.
They really have on a couple plays here in this game. That is definitely a connection we're going to see them go to a lot this season, you get the feeling. So the ball's at the 47-yard line now for the Tigers as they pick up the 1st down. We got 1:17 left to go in the quarter. Tigers trail by a score. They're down by 7. There's a snap. Got to get it to up the middle. That was Sell. He kind of snuck out on me.
He did.
Got about 8 yards. That was a good play.
Yeah, and Koncheski got out of bounds on that last one. So the Tigers still have 1 timeout in their pocket as well. See how long they wait to use it. Going to have to show some urgency here, though, with only 53 seconds left.
And so the Tigers have it on the opposite side of the field in Eagle territory now at the 46-yard line with 2nd down and 3 coming up. There's the snap. Duggan going to throw it to Koncheski again on the right side, connects with him, and he gets the 1st down.
And gets out of bounds again as well. Great clock management here from the Tigers on this final drive of the first half as they try to get in field goal range. And, hey, they sneak in 6. Right now, you're going to see North Cobb pretty content to give them the underneath stuff in the passing game so that they don't give up the big play. And if you're the Tigers, you take it and just inch your way down the field. Get yourself into scoring position.
37 seconds left to go on the clock until halftime. Tigers would love to have some more points here in these final seconds. Try to tie the ball game up. 23-16 is your score. 1st and 10 from the 39. Tigers take the snap, dropping back as Duggan puts some air under it, and that is almost intercepted, incomplete.
Yeah, Koncheski had to go from receiver to DB there. And he has some experience at that position.
Yes,
so he went up there and broke that up and prevented the interception.
And so Tigers will get ready now for 2nd and 10 from the 39-yard line with 32 seconds left to go in the half. As the sun continues to set here on a beautiful night for football at Jacob Dennis Field. And it's a warm night, but it's pretty comfortable from what you tend to expect on August 22nd. Yeah. We're really lucky here. Wide receiver on the near side is Moore. And this is 2nd and 10 for the Tigers from the 39. They're going to get it over to Donaldson, and he is hit hard at about the 36-yard line, so he does get about 3 or 4 yards, but, buddy, he had to pay for it with that hit.
Yeah, Nathan Valentino.
Man.
Or Batista, sorry. I thought it looked like an 8. Tigers are letting the clock roll down. Now they're going to try to hurry up and snap it. Get one more play off.
Quarterback under center, ready to take the snap. Duggan's got it. We got a flag on the field.
That's going the other way. So that'll move it 5 yards, and the Tigers can take a shot at the end zone. I imagine this is Hail Mary position here. That'll get it to the 31, but that's a little bit out of Desalou's range.
All right, so the Tigers with one more shot here, and ball's now going to be at the 31-yard line. So 3rd and 2 for the Tigers, but only a second on the clock, and they're going to call a timeout here. We're going to keep it right here because we're this close to halftime, but we do want to remind everybody of a couple things. At halftime, we're going to run down some scores for you, give you some analysis about the action that we had here in the first half. And then at the end of the night, we'll have the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. We do want to remind everybody about our football coverage on Wednesdays that we have for you on the WLAQ Radio YouTube channel and Facebook page. We start at 6 o'clock with This Week in Northwest Georgia Football, where we take the slate of local games and then a few from other areas, surrounding area games, and pick our games. And, man, you don't want to listen to us this year because we had a bad week of picks last week. Of course, we don't pick the Darlington games because we call it.
Hopefully week one's not an indicator of how we're going to do the rest of the year.
Oh, man. But it's still a lot of fun if you want to tune in for that. And then on Wednesdays, the highlight of the evening at 7 o'clock, we bring you the Coach Grove Show, where we get insight on the previous game from Coach Groves, break down the upcoming opponent, and just talk all things Darlington football on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. It's live, too.
It sure is. A lot of fun. We have a good time together.
I mean, you just never know when something's live what can happen. It's fun.
We're going to see another timeout?
Going to have another timeout, yep. So both teams trade timeouts here. I guess the Eagles wanted to see how the Tigers were going to come back to the line of scrimmage and line up and then take a timeout and try to ice them and figure out what to do here defensively on this last play.
Yep.
As you pointed out, Darlington going to try to take a shot here more than likely, see if they can put 6 on the board, tack on an extra point, and take it to the locker room with a tie ball game. That'd be something if we get to see that here in a moment.
And I don't know if Darlington has somebody that can go up and high point the ball. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Darlington try to find something underneath and then see if they could run a hook and ladder, something creative to see if they could get into one of their playmakers' hands and make them miss a few tackles and get to pay dirt.
Well, if we do see that, it wouldn't be the first we've seen.
That's right. We've seen that play executed by the Tigers before.
And when you mention it, if you're a Tiger fan, it brings a smile to your face, doesn't it?
Sure does.
All right, Tigers to the line of scrimmage. Of course, they're at the line of scrimmage trying to get the fans into it. And there's only one side of stands here at North Cobb Christian, so both, teams' fans are sitting on the same side, just in different sections. Duggan under center, takes the snap, dropping back, looking to throw, puts it in the air, connects. It was going to be the hook and ladder. He turned, it wasn't there, and that is going to be the end of the first half.
Yeah.
They were trying to get it. So good
out.
Call, yep. All right, folks, that's the end of the first half. At halftime, the North Cobb Christians, they are Christians, and so am I. But North Cobb Christian up over Darlington 23-16. It's different when you're near the PA and you're about to say the same thing that the PA announcer is going to say. It kind of trips you up. So I apologize for that. Not trying to make excuses by any stretch of the imagination. You got to fight through that. But anyway, North Cobb Christian 23, Darlington Tigers 16. There we got it out. Let's send it back to the studio for a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back with a halftime show.
Kusa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Kusa Steel. Steel for your project.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, Choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
The deadline for 2026-2027 priority application and financial aid is February 15th. Schedule your private campus tour at www.darlingtonschool.org/visit or by emailing admission at darlingtonschool.org.
Mark your calendar for Alumni Weekend on October 24th through October 26th. For information on hotel blocks and reunions for classes ending in 0 and 5, visit our website at www.darlingtonschool.org/alumni weekend. We hope to see you there.
In Kennesaw, Georgia. Tonight they're playing on Jacob Dennis Field here at the home of the North Cobb Christian Eagles. And right now the Eagles are on top, but they have a short lead, 23-16. We are officially in the halftime period. And one thing of note is that North Cobb Christian won the toss at the beginning of the game, and they decided to take the ball. So we're going to get to see the Darlington Tigers offense try to set the tone in the second half, and we'll see if they can put together a nice drive there to start the half and get this thing tied up again. And who knows what will happen. This is one of those games where it's anybody's guess how this thing's going to turn out. These two teams are really getting after it. We've seen a lot of action in the first half, and you pointed it out just a couple of moments ago, but boy, we were well entertained there in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. Darlington yet to lead in this ball game, but they've come back to tie it twice, once at 7-7, and then again at 16-16 before North Cobb Christian was able to score there late in the second quarter. Darlington did everything they could to get downfield. They ran out of time, unfortunately, before they could put any more points on the board, and they trailed by 7, 23-16 at the half, but tons of explosive plays. It's been a lot of Bazarski and Donaldson so far in this game.
Yes, and to your point, you've seen 3 touchdowns from Bazarski in this football game. One of the 8-yard variety, another was a 1-yard run. It was actually inches. He was right there at the doorstop when he punched that one in. And then another long run of 44 yards. That was the score that put them ahead 23-16. And then as far as Donaldson was concerned, he would score on the first play from scrimmage for Darlington on offense. We've seen that a lot in the first 2 games. 80 yards to pay dirt for Jace Donaldson. He had this old broadcaster tongue-tied because he got down the field in such a big hurry. And, man, what excitement he brings to this football team. He would score on another 49-yard run, and that would be a score that would make the score 16-13 and get the Tigers within 3 points of tying the game. On the next drive after that we saw a great defensive play there from Donaldson as he would strip the ball away. Ty would recover a fumble there from North Cobb Christian, and then the Tigers would go on a drive, would end up with a 30-yard field goal. That was when they were tied at 16 apiece, and then we mentioned the 44-yard run from Bazarski that put them up 23-16. But all in all, a really good first half of football. If you are the coaching staff from North Cobb Christian, I think one of the things they're most concerned about probably addressing is the penalties that they really racked up in that first half.
Yeah, a ton of penalties. I didn't keep an exact count there, but there were 8+, and some of them were really crucial. You had a costly ineligible receiver downfield that negated about a 40-yard gain. They had another one that set them back on a third down, and then several procedure penalties as well. So they'll look to clean that up. For Darlington, it's how do you stop Bazarski? Yeah, because that guy has just been a problem maker so far in this half. But you've also seen some great play from quarterback McCullough. He's been able to find his receivers down the field. So lots of talking points for both coaches as they're in the locker rooms and prepare to come out here and play 2 more 12-minute quarters.
Of course, when you look back, at the keys to the game here that we talked about at the beginning of the game, control the tempo on offense here for the Darlington Tigers. Also win the hitting game. Tigers have been very physical, and then avoiding turnovers, ball security. Tigers have not turned it over in this game so far, have they?
They put one on the turf, but were able to recover it. They forced a few fumbles on the other side and were able to recover one of those, and they got 3 points off of that opportunity. So right now they're winning the turnover battle. We've seen some sustained drives, something we didn't see last week from the Tigers. They've been able to drive the ball a little bit here and take care of the tempo a little bit. This is a real explosive North Cobb Christian Eagles offense, so you want to see more of that in the second half. If they can have good 5-minute drives, get down the field and get points, that's a recipe for victory for the Tigers.
And we'll see what happens as we see the Darlington Tigers in the first half going toe-to-toe with the team that we talked about all week, is recognized in the top 10 at this part of the season, and they look the part. They're a good football team, no doubt about it. So anyway, we're up against our first timeout. We're going to go ahead and take that. When we come back, we're going to look at some scores from some other games of interest around the area. But this is our halftime show. You're listening to Darlington Football on WLAQ or watching the live stream. And however you're with us tonight, we just welcome you in. We're having a good time. It's week 2. It's the high school football season. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and we're back for more after a break. Eagles 23, Tigers 16. We're back in 3.
Kusa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Kusa Steel. Steel for your project.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
The deadline for 2026 to 2027 priority application and financial aid is February 15th. Schedule your private campus tour at www.darlingtonschool.org/visit or by emailing admission@darlingtonschool.org.
Mark your calendar for Alumni Weekend on October 24th through October 26th. For information on hotel blocks and reunions for classes ending in 0 and 5, visit our website at www.darlingtonschool.org/alumni weekend. We hope to see you there.
Folks, we welcome you back into live coverage of Darlington football. We're at halftime at North Cobb Christian School, home of the Eagles, and right now the Eagles are up, but only a score. 23-16 is your score at halftime. And we're going to jump into some scores from some other area games. We were looking at the weather map just a minute ago. I'm going to put that down and ignore that. We'll see what happens and hope for the best. But could be some rain rolling in here in just about an hour. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep you posted on that. But what you got there, Ian?
All right, I'm going to give it to you. We got lots of action going on in our little neck of northwest Georgia. Cartersville at the Rock playing the Yellow Jackets, who are coming off of a big victory against their cross-county rival. It's 12-0 Cartersville in the second quarter right now. In that one, we'll keep an eye on that. Pepperell up at Adairsville in a tight battle here. The Tigers lead that one 14-10 currently in the second quarter. In Shannon at halftime, our buddy Jeff Gable calling that ball game. It's been all Colonels as Cass, as expected, I think, not a knock on Model at all. It's just Cass is a really, really tough program, a bigger school, got a little bit more depth there, and they've got a quarterback who is something to handle in Brody McWhorter. They're up 42-7 at the half.
And to your point on that, they're a team that the last, I think, 4 years, they've either been in the 4A or the 5A playoffs.
Playing in one of the toughest regions of the state, too. Yeah.
I mean,
no shame there whatsoever.
None at all.
Tryon up on Dade County 14-6 in the second quarter. Kusa is at the half. They're shutting out the Raiders of Southeast Whitfield 21-0. Ridgeland up 19-0 on our Murchie at half. Pickens County leads Sonoraville 28-7. And Cedartown is leading Berkmar 14-7 at the half. So the Bulldogs trying to get back to their winning ways. So that's all I've got for you so far. But please stick around after our broadcast for the Rome Orthopedic High School Football Scoreboard Show with Lenny B and his son Austin, bringing you all the action. They're going to let you know who came away with a win. We'll get some great call-ins as well. So stick around for that program, and you'll get all your local area scores.
Yeah, you'll get the cast of characters. I'm sure you'll hear from Vic. He calls in most weeks, and you'll hear from Clay, and who knows, maybe we can get Jeff to call in. We may call on our way home. And then you, who's out there listening, we encourage you to call in. It's a call-in show. We want to get your reaction to the games that you watch over the course of the season. So 706-232-7767. Keep Lynn and Austin company, and y'all have a good time. We're going to be listening on our way back from North Cobb Christian. Well, it's halftime. We may as well go ahead and take another break. We're going to do that. Right now, the Eagles are up 23-16. We got about 6 minutes left of the halftime period. Then they'll have the 3-minute mandatory warm-up period. So we're about 9 minutes away from football as things stand right now. We'll be back for our final segment of the halftime show after a 3-minute break.
Kusa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Kusa Steel. Steel for your project.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
The deadline for 2026 to 2027 priority application and financial aid is February 15th. Schedule your private campus tour at www.darlingtonschool.org/visit or by emailing admission@darlingtonschool.org.
Mark your calendar for Alumni Weekend on October 24th through October 26th. For information on hotel blocks and reunions for classes ending in 0 and 5, visit our website at www.darlingtonschool.org/alumni weekend. We hope to see you there.
Back into live coverage here from Kennesaw, Georgia, home of the North Cobb Christian Eagles is where we're at tonight. The Eagles were up by a score 23-16 is your score. We got about 2:38 left on the clock in our halftime period. And I do want to let you know that after a couple of weekends on the road, the Darlington Tigers are going to be back at the friendly confines, as they call it, of Chris Hunter Stadium. Going to be Lakeside next week to take on Ridgeland. And then, of course, you'll have one more game after that that's a non-region tilt. That'll be a road game at Whitfield Academy after a bye week in between those two games. And then you're jumping into region play. And, man, this is a tough region. So it's a good thing that Darlington ends up with some of those tougher matchups like Mount Vernon and North Cobb Christian and playing up classifications against Ridgeland, then going to Whitfield Academy, which is a really good football program, to kind of get you ready for what you're going to deal with in this region, because obviously this region again this year, till they reclassify things again coming up next year, you're going up against teams like Pepperell and Heard County and Model and Temple and Bremen and Haralson County. So it's pretty tough there on Highway 27, isn't it?
It sure is. And that first region home game against Haralson County, I guess those Rebels are going to have to travel those tough country roads to get up to Chris Hunter Stadium. So looking forward to being at home next weekend and getting to see all the Darlington faithful come out and all the pageantry there will be at the home games. But we're hoping the Tigers can find a way to eke out another victory here. This has been a tough ball game since the first kick.
It really has been. It's anybody's ball game at this point. We got a one-score game, so we'll just have to see how everything shakes out when we get things rolling in the second half. And as we get ready to take our last break here of the halftime show, we will point out again, and again, one of the keys to the game set forth by Coach Groves, that they really want to set the tempo on offense. They're going to get a chance to do that here to start the second half.
Yes, they received the opening kickoff of the second half and will have a chance to go get the equalizer, see if they can drive the field, get a touchdown, and even this thing up. Right now, North Cobb Christian has the lead 23-16, but it's about time to start the second half.
Well, the Tigers are about to make their way to the field, so let's go ahead and take another 2-minute break. We got the warm-up period coming up, so we got a couple of minutes to catch our breath and get you ready for second half action from Kennesaw, Georgia, here at North Cobb Christian School. It's coverage of Darlington football on the live stream produced by Northwest Georgia Media on the Darlington School channels, and then also live radio coverage on WLAQ AM 1410, 96.9 FM, or online at WLAQ1410.com. We're back in 2 minutes.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
to North Cobb Christian here in Kennesaw, Georgia on a beautiful night for football here in late August. August 22nd is week 2 of the high school football season, and we've seen a fun one so far tonight. Can only imagine how things are going to unfold in the rest of the story that we're about to give you of Darlington Tigers football tonight. Eagles 23, Tigers 16 as we got 30 seconds left of the warm-up period, and toe is about to meet leather on this second half.
Let's rock and roll.
Let's do it. Ready. So we do want to remind our radio listeners that if you're a Braves fan, we'll give you an update on that real quick. It wasn't looking too good
last
earlier.
I saw they were down 4-1.
Well, it was 7-2 last time I looked at it, and it is still 7-2. The Braves are down middle of the 6th. That game being played at Truist Park tonight, and I guess that's a Smyrna address, isn't it?
Yeah.
I got so used to saying Atlanta, but boy, I do love that facility down there. The batteries,
fantastic.
nothing like it. It's awesome.
Yeah. I think a lot of people got a really good taste of just how special it is at that All-Star break and just being there for the home run derby and getting to take in the facilities. I think you're going to see a lot of franchises find a way to make it work in that fashion where you have all the retail and dining experiences right there at the ballpark.
Yeah, and Major League Baseball really did themselves some favors in terms of the formatting this year of the All-Star game with the little mini home run derby at the end and all that kind of stuff. It's really fun for the fans, and they're doing some things at a high level right now.
I agree.
Bringing some folks back into the fold and maybe creating some new fans. It's good to see that. All right, we're playing football tonight, though. We got Jace Donaldson back to try to return the kick here for the Darlington Tigers. And Rivera is about to boot it for the North Cobb Christian Eagles football team. And we're about underway here with our second half. We're just waiting on the signal here from the official. We'll get things going. Got a little lightning off in the distance, but not close enough to
none of that, please.
Fire up the sensor or whatever it is they call it. And I'll agree with that. No stoppage of play tonight, please. Let's keep this thing going until the end. Hopefully get out of here with a Tigers victory. We'll see what happens. A lot of football to go. Here comes Rivera to the ball. Kicks it away. That's going to be end over end. Fielding it is going to be Donaldson, and he has got a head full of steam. Breaks out to the right side, stays up, shakes a couple of guys off. He's still up and down at about the 30-yard line, so a good return, but there is a flag, as you pointed out, Ian.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see what the call is there from the side judge. He drops the hanky around the 25. Got to be in the area of holding or a block in the back. We'll see.
And this won't mean much to most people listening, but if you ever call games on a night like tonight, Steve Conrad, who's watching and listening at home, he'll know it's a floppy papers night.
Floppy paper night.
Papers are getting a little soggy over here with the humidity and whatnot. A lot of moisture in the air.
Still waiting to find out what the call is here. Is some discussion between the officials and the coaches, and Coach Groves has his boys over on the sideline, huddled up, getting some instruction. As we try to sort this out, Coach Jones is all the way across the field looking for some clarification.
And one thing certainly worth pointing out, last year we called them the Dirty 30. That's what the Tigers were called. They've increased the roster size to 40, and it really feels like Coach Groves is starting to really build a foundation and get something special going here at Darlington.
Oh, no question.
And it's a lot of fun to see it. Hard to believe it's already his third season at the helm, but he is doing an excellent job. And also want to point out what a great coaching staff he's built around him. Of course, you got veteran guys like Mark Loudermilk, who's had a ton of success as a head coach in his days at Tryon, also at Cedartown, running this offense. And then you got some younger guys like Jamarcus Chapman and Nehemiah Reddish and Alex Abels. Patrick Collier's been here for a long time. Bryant Powers, Hayden Privet. What a great coaching staff. And then, of course, the new athletic director, Mitch Jordan, who played. Of course, he was at Darlington before and then played at Georgia Tech. And then also was an assistant coach at Darlington and did a great job at Mount Heron as a football coach and athletic director there. We got the call here?
Yeah, it was a personal foul against Darlington, but I'm not sure what in the world is going on out here. You got coaches on the field, teams huddling up. They're trying to get something sorted out. But Darlington's going to start at their own 14-yard line whenever the dust settles here.
Well, I hope the dust settles soon. I think it behooves us to keep moving forward as much as possible with the lightning and the distance and all that kind of stuff. I hate to say it, folks, but you almost feel like any minute we're going to get the signal, but we ain't got it yet.
I think we have a little PTSD.
I know. Well, it's hit the first week of the season, last year and this year. And
we've taken about 5 minutes here since the ball was kicked off just to get this thing snapped. So not sure what the discussion has been about.
Well, when everything shakes out, the Tigers are going to start at the 14-yard line as we get ready for them to snap the ball here, 1st and 10. And so let's see what they dial up here on this first play of the first drive of the second half, of the Tigers down by a score, 23-16. Levi takes the snap. He is going to hand it off, run the B-back dive up the middle, and it's going to be stopped after a short pickup of 2 or 3 yards. That was Sell.
Matthias Sell got the carry there.
Eagles number 15, Jet Connor, and number 30, Troy Morris.
Actually, he got a little bit more than I thought. That was about a 4, close to 5-yard pickup. So good run there by Sell.
2nd and 6 for the Tigers from the 18-yard line.
So got 4, got him to the 18-yard line on that run. And that brings up 2nd and 6 for the Tigers. Going to have a wide receiver to the near side, one on the far side. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to hand it off. They go back the middle. And not much doing there.
No, not much that time.
Got about a yard, did Matthias, rather.
Yeah, we got it right. PA guy got it wrong there on that particular time. It's tough, though. We know what it's like. You pick these rosters up, you try to make sure you get the right pronunciations. Nobody wants to get it wrong. But Matthias Sell with the carry there.
All right, going to have a wide receiver to the near side for the Tigers. That's going to be Trey Moore. One on the far side, Nate Konchesky. As Levi Duggan gets ready to take the snap on 3rd and 5. There it is, dropping back. He's got a little bit of company. Is going to have to tuck the football and run. Stays up, gets hit hard just as he was getting to the line to gain for the first down. So as you pointed out, it's close, but I do think it might be a little bit short. We'll see.
It's all going to depend on which foot they spot the ball on.
I think they're moving the chains, so well done by Levi Duggan.
Yeah, nice job there by Levi. His first read wasn't there. He went to his second, rolled out, and tucked the ball, took a big shot. He was greeted by 3 Eagle defenders there, but got enough for the first down and moved the chains, man. That's the name of the game.
And so the Tigers do just that. They go back to the line of scrimmage, which is now at the 24-yard line. And they're going to send Moore wide to the near side once again. Everybody else is going to be in tight, though, here for this package. Quarterback under center. Levi ready to take the snap. He's got the ball, and he is going to tuck the football and run it again. Ball comes out, and it is going to be recovered by the North Cobb Christian Eagles. Jet Connor with a heads-up play there, and that is going to give a short field to the Eagles.
Yeah, it is. And that looked like a helmet on the ball. I'm going to watch it on the replay here as Duggan kept it. Had a hole early. And got in there, and it was a combination there. But a helmet right on the ball there. It was Colin Barfield that jarred it loose.
And Jet Connor is able to recover the football for the Eagles, and now the ball's going to be at the 22-yard line on the Tigers side of the field with 9:42 left to go here in the third quarter of the football game. So that's a tough spot there for the Tigers on defense. They got to try to come up big here. McCullough lines him up in the pistol, turns, gives it to Bazarski. You could see that coming. He stays up, shakes off a couple of guys, drags Brooke Temple down to about the 8-yard line, and another big pickup by Bazarski.
Temple comes up limping there. Not a good sign there. As Bazarski has been the main course for this Eagles offense all night long.
So Bazarski gets him down to the 8-yard line on that play. And it's 1st and goal. Pistol formation, 2 wide on the far side. Goes right back to Bazarski. Bounces off a couple of tacklers. Stays up, drags the pile down to about the goal line before he squirts out at the end. We'll see where they spot it, but, man, he's inside the 5 for sure.
Yep, knocking on the door here. A short field, sudden change situation here for this Tigers defense.
So a pickup of 5 down to the 3, and the North Cobb Christian Eagles are in business after the turnover from the Tigers gave them a short field, and they've got it down to the 3-yard line here on second down. So second and goal from the 3. Pistol formation, 2 wide on each side. Bazarski in the backfield with McCullough. McCullough awaits the snap here for North Cobb from the 3-yard line. H-back moves off the left side of the formation. There's the snap, going to go that way. They give it to Bazarski. He scoots in nearly untouched and gets another touchdown. That is touchdown number 4 of the night from Bazarski.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, there's going to be nightmares for the Tiger fans of Bazarski tonight running that football.
Has been amazing. That's his 3rd rushing touchdown. And he has 1 receiving touchdown to add to that.
But I'm sorry, Bazarski, you cannot have the honeymoon bakery
Nope.
icing on the cake player of the game.
Right.
For
That's
Tigers
right.
only.
I'm sure there's some tasty bakeries right around here in the Kennesaw area where the Eagles can enjoy their
Well, you can
their
go to
spoils.
honeymoon and buy all you want.
That's
but
right.
Here comes the kick from Rivera, and that one is going to be through. So the score is going to move to 30-16 in favor of the Eagles here at home.
So the Tigers get a first down on their first possession, but a few plays later, a really hard hit jarred the ball loose from Levi Duggan, and the Eagles were able to pounce on it. 3 plays later, they were in the end zone, and they've extended their lead 14 points at 30-16.
And if the Darlington Tigers, only one choice here. Shake it off,
fighting.
move on to the next
Keep
drive,
fighting. Yes.
next play, see what you can build here. It's funny, lots of songs I hear, they remind me of something at Jacksonville State. I'm an alum, so I go to sporting events over there, and I had never been to a baseball game there before this past season. I went down with some friends and watched them play Auburn in an unbelievable game. But the baseball team, when they play this song, they do a little dance sitting on top of the rail at the dugout. It's kind of fun. The fans get into it. They got a lot of fun traditions over there. It's a great place.
I'll tell you what, that madness that is the Savannah Bananas, I think they've brought a lot of fun to the sport of baseball. Don't you?
I resisted that one because it's not baseball, but I have to admit, I sat down and watched an entire game, and I was highly entertained.
Yeah.
I don't know how much repeat value it has for me, but I must admit it is really fun. And I believe that fun is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Try to have as much as I can, and that's why we join the Tigers on Friday nights and come to these football games, because it's always a tremendous amount of fun. Here comes the kick from Rivera. That one's going to be end over end, drops into the hands of Donaldson, but in the end zone, automatic touchback.
That's right. Rivera has some serious power. And that time he really got into that one and drove the ball deep into the end zone.
So the Tigers will once again start at their own 20. I love this song too. I already told that story. I won't tell it again.
We'll let the listeners at home enjoy it as well.
Yeah, we'll just let you have a little moment with that song with us. 8:07 left to go in the third quarter. Eagles 30, Tigers 16. Tigers with the ball. It's 1st and 10 from the 20. Second drive of the half. First drive of the half ended in a turnover. Handoff almost sprung free right there.
Close.
Did Bo Powers. He got about 5 yards, but I thought that was close to a couple of steps from taking it to the house.
Yeah, that trap play is the first time we've seen him run it tonight. That was almost a big play there. Powers letting the officials know he felt like he got face mask there. I couldn't see it on the replay, but nobody would know better than Bo on that one. He was the one absorbing the contact.
So the ball is at the 26-yard line after that 6-yard gain. So 2nd and 4 here for the Tigers. They'll take the snap. Ball's loose on the turf again, and the Eagles think they have it. We'll see. Officials have not signaled yet.
And Darlington was able to get back on it, fortunately.
And they've been pretty secure with the football in the first half. You had mentioned that they only put it on the turf one time and covered, but they put it on the turf a couple of times already in the second half, and one of them turned out to be a turnover. Thankfully, they were able to cover there. Did you see who got it on the replay?
I didn't see who got back on it. I just know it was just Duggan never got it on the snap, but the Tigers were able to cover it and prevent disaster from striking there. Don't want to give it back to the Eagles with a short field again.
Not at all. 3rd and 5 here for the Tigers under center. They take the snap, rolling out, looking to pass, put some air under it, connects with Jace Donaldson, wide open, streaking down the sidelines. Man, he's like a flash as he goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Jace Donaldson. Wow, what a play. And the Tigers score on another big play, a 75-yard play to Jace Donaldson. Wow, what a way to respond.
Explosive there on the 3rd play from scrimmage on the 2nd drive. Duggan drops back and throws an absolute dart. We wanted to know what kind of arm this kid had. He showed it off right there. Put that one right in the breadbasket, and Donaldson dashed to the end zone for another explosive play. And just like that, the Tigers are right back in this thing.
They really are. They punch back, big play. Darlington Tigers. Ade Desalu there to try to tack on the extra point. And here it is, and that one's right through. He's been money, and that is going to make it a 7-point ball game.
We're going to get a late hit at the end of this one as well. That should put the Tigers in a position where they're kicking off from the 40 or 50. Some discussion amongst the officials here.
Nice contingent of Tiger fans here tonight. They were just on the screen if you happen to be watching on the video at home this evening. Wish you could be here with us, but glad that we can provide coverage in the event that you cannot be. And I know a lot of the families that come to the games, they go back and watch the games afterwards and relive the experience, particularly if the Tigers pick up the victory,
Every fan base has people who can't get out to the games, but Darlington being a boarding school with a lot of international students, you have people who tune in and watch on the YouTube channel or listen online at WLAQ.com, and we're thrilled to know that they're over wherever they are, whether it's in Chile or Germany or wherever you are.
Wherever it is.
We're thrilled that we're able to provide the coverage for you since you can't be here with us.
Speaking of that, we've got a morning show that we do on WLAQ from 9 until 10. It's called Later This Morning in Rome. And one of the thrills about that is some of the different people that we get to connect with from different places. And one of them is a Darlington alum. His name is Derek Minshew, and he lives over in the Netherlands. He was living in Africa for a number of years. But then they moved to the Netherlands, and he checks in with us just about every week.
And sends gifts.
Yeah, sends gifts.
So gracious. I was stocked with coffee from Africa for a couple of years there for a while,
And he is a proud Tiger. He played football for Jerry Sharp at Darlington many years ago. So, great guy. Always enjoy hearing from him.
And it was a personal foul. They hit Desalu late after that extra point attempt went through the uprights, and so the Tigers will kick off from the North Cobb Christian 45. Should be able to blast this one through the end zone and prevent any kind of return.
So Ade will try to do just that as he gets ready to make his trot to the football. Ball is now going to be an onside attempt. Didn't see that coming, and it looks like we got a flag on the field here.
Yeah, we do, and the Tigers are going to be offside, so they'll kick it again. They'll back it off 5 yards.
So the Tigers trying to steal a possession there.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. You're kicking off from the 45. Why not? Yeah.
Try to catch them sleeping there. You've got it a one-score game.
Yeah.
Be aggressive. See what you can make happen here on the road.
Well, they brought their attention to it this time, so I would expect them to blast it through the back of the end zone. But love it. When you're kicking off from the 45, that's a great opportunity. Or they're not going to get to kick again. I thought it was mandatory that they kicked again after a procedure penalty like that, but they are kicking. Okay.
So we'll see another kick.
Confusion though, because North Cobb has their offense on the field. That's what I thought. You can't decline that penalty because it's a procedure issue. So Darlington will get the kick.
So Desalu gets ready to kick it this time from the 50. 6:35 left to go in the third quarter. The Tigers have answered back, and we got a 7-point ball game again.
There's some fired up Tiger fans saying that technically they didn't substitute. They're not wrong. They're not wrong.
What's the hold up now?
Well, you had to take a whole unit off the field and trot another one out there, so officials have stopped play.
All right, here comes Desalu to the ball, and another onside attempt, and it looks like...
The Tigers may have gotten it.
They may have. We got screened here. We got a pile of Tigers and Eagles right now, and we'll see what happens. The Eagles signaling they have it. The Tigers doing the same thing, pointing in the opposite direction. The official points in the Eagles' direction. So the Tigers being aggressive there.
I love it.
I do too.
Yeah, absolutely. You're out here to try to get a W. Doesn't always work out that way, but a calculated risk there by the Darlington coaching staff. Again, because of the penalty that, they're kicking off from the 45 before, then the 50, so you're not really sacrificing too much field position by taking the onside rip and stealing a possession.
So the Eagles are going to start at their own 41-yard line, but still pretty good field position. And I would imagine they're just going to turn around and hand it right to Bazarski here on this first down play. We'll see. 1st and 10. There's the snap. Yep, turn, and he goes to the left with it. Stays up, shakes off a couple of tackles. A flag comes in. This is probably going to be a hold.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because Bazarski scored, he picked up almost 30 yards. So waiting for the signal from the official, and it is indeed a hold. So this is going to come all the way back and then some.
Thank goodness. No offense to Bazarski
none
or the Eagles.
Whatsoever. None whatsoever.
Everybody knows who we're here for. All right, so the official marks off the penalty yardage as the Eagles will go back to the drawing board with a lot more ground to cover after that penalty.
Indeed. That should set up about a 1st and 14.
Got a nice breeze flowing through here tonight.
Oh, wait, no, 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, so 1st and 20. Okay.
So now the ball is going to be at the 31-yard line after the penalty, and we get ready for the snap on 1st and 20. And there it is. They're going to turn, give it to Bazarski, and run a similar play. Goes off that left side, but this time he's going to be stuffed. So he picked up maybe a few yards there, but not much.
Absolutely. And Evan Parton made the tackle. And right here, you've been given the gift of the penalty. You want to put them in 3rd and long here. If you're the Tigers, force the issue and put them in a passing situation.
They're going to send 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Pistol formation with under 6 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Eagles with a 2nd and 16 coming up after that 4-yard pickup from Bazarski. He's in the backfield. There's the snap. Quarterback fakes a pass up the middle. Is going to tuck this one and run the football, and he scampers out of bounds at around the 44, maybe 45-yard line. So that was a pretty good pickup there.
Yeah, McCullough pump fakes there and gets upfield to open space, and he's got it into 3rd and very manageable there as he scampered for about a 10-yard, 12-yard gain, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Got out to the 44-yard line, so let's call it 11. And the Eagles come back to line of scrimmage here for this 3rd down and 6. Long 6. Got to send 3 wide receivers to the near side. So trips right, 1 on the far side. Pistol formation. McCullough ready to take the snap from his center with Bazarski in the backfield with him. So 3rd and 7. Dropping back is McCullough. Pass situation. Puts the ball in the air. It's short and incomplete.
Huge. And he just kind of short-armed that one. He had his receiver. But he dumped that, and it's going to be in this area of the field, you got to punt the football. So Darlington gets a huge stop. Aided by the holding penalty on 1st down, which negated about a 30-yard run for the Eagles, Cooper Bazarski. And Darlington's going to get the ball back, trailing by 7.
And handling the punting duties is also their place kicker, Daniel Rivera, so he will punt it away here to the Darlington Tigers. It looks like Nate Konchesky's back here. He stands at about the 23, 24-yard line. And here comes the kick from Rivera. End over end, fair catch signaled from the 26-yard line, so that's where the Tigers are going to set up shop.
Well, Tigers turned it over on their first possession, and North Cobb Christian was able to cash that in, push their lead to 30-16. But then we saw the Tigers answer with a bomb from Levi Duggan to Jace Donaldson on the fourth play of their second drive. And now they've come up with a big stop to give their offense the ball back, and they'll start this third possession of the second half from their own 25.
So the Tigers at the line of scrimmage, the nose of the ball right at the 26, and quarterback Levi Duggan's going to be under center here for this first play as we get ready to go. Everybody's in tight for the formation for the Tigers offense. One score away from tying this up. It's 30-23. So Duggan ready to take the snap. He's got the ball in his hands, turns, hands it off, and they try to go up the middle. Not much there. Might have eked out a yard there.
Yeah, not much there from Matthias.
Stop of the play with Eagles, number 43, Michael Warren, and number 65.
So it looks like there's going to be no gain there. Brings up second and 10 from the 26. Tigers on their side of the field working right to left, trailing by 7. 4:55 left to go in the third quarter. You're getting in on dancing on this one now. Kind of warmed up to it as the game's going on. More on the near side at wide receiver. Konchesky on the far side. Otherwise, everybody else is in tight at the line of scrimmage with those two A-backs. Bo Powers. And then also Jace Donaldson. Sale is in at the B-back position. We got a timeout. Yeah. Yep. All right, we're going to take it as well. 4:29 left to go in the third quarter. Eagles 30, Tigers 23. We're back in 30 seconds.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care. But if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
Welcome you back into live coverage of Darlington football on WLAQ and also the Darlington School live stream produced by Northwest Georgia Media. Matt Davis alongside Ian Griffin bringing you the play-by-play tonight of the ball game. And right now the Eagles of North Cobb Christian lead it over the Darlington Tigers 30-23. The Tigers have got the ball. They've got a 2nd and 10 coming up from their own 26-yard line when we resume in just about 2 or 3 seconds here.
That's right. This will be 2nd down and 10. As the Tigers try to claw back in this and tie it up again.
Levi takes the snap, dropping back, looking to throw, and he's going to have to tuck the football and run. Gets tripped up at about the 27-yard line. So maybe got a yard or two on the play, but not much doing on that play.
He had a window there, and it closed quickly. And Batista able to trip him up. And that puts them in a passing situation here on 3rd and 8.
That's exactly right. So the Tigers need a big play here to keep the drive going with under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter of the ball game as they go back to the drawing board here for this play. Looks like they're going to have everybody in tight here for the play as Levi Duggan rolls up under center. Now he's going to split Konchesky out a little bit further right. Working from right to left. Duggan's got company right away. Gets sacked almost inside the 15-yard line. And, boy, he got in that backfield in a hurry.
Yeah, he came free there. They dialed up a blitz.
Max Byram.
Yeah, Byram came unblocked up the middle, and Duggan just never had a chance to even look downfield. He was buried before he could get going.
So a loss of 4 yards back to the 22. The Tigers go, and they will have to punt it away. Handling the punting duties as the wind really picks up here, blowing papers around, is going to be Trey Moore. And we've had a really mixed bag of weather conditions throughout this game. Thankfully,
I know. There's been zero wind and heavy humidity, and But at the end of the day, for an August night where we're outside, this has been a real pleasure.
I got one piece of bad news, though. I just had a raindrop hit me in the side of the face. So hopefully it was a lone drop. There.
Oh, no.
The punt is blocked. Rolls around, takes a friendly bounce, thankfully, for Darlington, but that is not what they drew up there, and it's going to give another short field here to North Cobb Christian.
There was some confusion right before the snap, and that one took a long time to get off, and I really think that his blocker got pushed back into the kick. And that 20 came free. Oh, yeah, there was some confusion there. He stepped over to block. And that actually went off the back of a Darlington player. So I don't know if we can credit that as a block. It was deflected, but it was a self-inflicted wound for the Tigers.
Well, North Cobb Christian is going to have it at the Darlington 32 to start this drive. And here they go. They're going to give it to Bazarski. He runs towards the near side, carries the pile, still keeping those legs turning. I don't see how he has the energy to do it as much as he's ran the ball tonight, but he does, and he gets it all the way down to about the 23-yard line. We'll see where they stop his forward progress. It looks like it's going to be just that, the 23.
Yep.
Wow. 9-yard pickup.
They're moving the chains. They gave him an extra yard.
Did they?
Yeah. Bazarski has been a load throughout the evening. Just drives the pile.
So Bazarski once again, and now the ball is going to be at the 22-yard line after the 10-yard pickup. 3 wide set, 2 on the far side, 1 on the near for McCullough in the pistol. Turns, gives it right back to Bazarski, and he gets stopped near the line of scrimmage this time, no gain.
Yeah, absolutely. Bryson Jones, first Tiger there. And that one of those rare occasions where they stop him at the line of scrimmage.
So the ball stays at the 22 after no game, 1:34, and the clock winding down here in the third quarter, almost down to the final frame of this football game. And now you get Bazarski in the backfield behind the quarterback, McCullough once again. 2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near, as McCullough gets ready to take the snap here with the Tigers trailing 30-23 as the Eagles try to go back to a 2-score lead here late in the third quarter. There's the snap, play action, throws it towards the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. No flag on the play necessary.
No, good no call there by the officials. Their feet got tangled, but it wasn't intentional. So no interference and a big-time third down right here. Can Darlington's defense come up big with their backs against the wall?
They need it right here, big time. So let's see what happens. 22-yard line. It is 3rd and 10 with the Eagles with the ball right at the doorstep of the red zone, leading it by a score. Let's see if the Tigers can pin those ears back on defense, come up with a stop here. Pistol formation, 2 wide on the far side, 1 on the near. McCullough, the quarterback, with Bazarski in the backfield with him, just a few steps behind. Always a danger to break the big play. Here is a pass to the near side, connects with his receiver, gets knocked out of bounds. We've seen passes him tonight. That's Connor Feltoe, excuse me.
And that wasn't McCullough's first read there.
And got Feltoe down to the 9.
Yeah.
It's first and goal, Eagles from the 9-yard line.
So that was, I think, a 13-yard pickup for first down and goal.
Yep.
To Feltoe.
Huge swing play there on 3rd down. It'll be first and goal from the 9, and you have to expect Cooper Bazarski to get the football.
Oh, 100%. So first and goal from the 9, Bazarski in the backfield just behind the quarterback. And he is getting the rock and stays up, trots towards the goal line and through on his feet. So a 9-yard scamper into the end zone for Bazarski, and they score again and got a 2-score lead once again.
The 5th touchdown of the night for Bazarski.
Man.
I expect we'll see his name in the High School Football Daily this week.
I would suspect so. If not, that would be a pretty large oversight, and they're not known for doing that. That is a comprehensive thing that you can get in your email each and every week, each and every day throughout the football season. I love it.
All right, picking up here.
Oh, yes.
As stormy conditions threaten.
Well, here's Rivera with the extra point, and that one's tacked on, and that makes it, of course, a two-score game. 37-23 is your score, and the papers are blowing all over the place right now. I don't have enough
paperweights. I'm out of paperweights too, my friend.
Yep.
But 2 short field opportunities for the Eagles that here in the third quarter. They took advantage of both, scoring 14 points off the fumble and the deflected punt. So that turnover battle that we talked about, you really have to count the punt has to kind of land in that category, while technically not a turnover.
All right, so Rivera will tee it up once again and kick it back to the Darlington Tigers. And they just got to punch back.
They do. They've done it time and time again.
They have.
And have gotten the ball back. The defense has come up big, so Darlington's had their opportunities to get back in the game. You got to move on to the next play, the next possession.
And if you know anything about the Darlington Tigers under Coach Groves, they will never quit. So they're coming right at you. So let's see what they can do here. You got Jace Donaldson back near the goal line at about the 3 to try to return the kick here from Rivera. And he trots to the ball, puts the boot on it. It's a line drive, and Donaldson will field it at about the 4. Cuts towards the near side, finds a seam, shakes off a guy, gets across the 40, now across the 50 down to about the 46, and that's where Darlington will set up shop.
I know an Atlanta native already has been dubbed the human highlight reel. Dominique Wilkins, one of my favorite players. I know we're not talking about football, but tonight, Jace Donaldson has been a human highlight reel. He keeps making big plays on offense, defense, and special teams. We've got a Tiger down on the turf. That is Jayton Mazzo, and the Tiger staff's coming over to take a look at him. Hopefully that young man is okay.
Yeah, the trainer, Donnie Brown, is out there to have a look at him, and it looks like right now the way that they're looking at him that maybe they'll have to, I don't know. We'll see. At first I thought the way he was lifting that leg, maybe it's just a cramp or something like that, but Coach Groves is out to have a look at him. That's definitely
concerning.
A bit concerning for sure. So Groves out onto the field to have a look at his player. But right now the score is 37-23. We've got 42 seconds left to go in the third quarter of this ball game, as Donnie Brown is, with the help of Coach Groves, going to get the young player up off the field here. Mazzo, the freshman, and he's going to have some help off the field. That is definitely not a cramp, for sure.
No, not able to put any weight on that right foot. They'll get him over and take a look at him. I did not see what happened, and I'm not a big fan of showing injuries over and over again anyway, so hopefully that young man's okay.
Yeah, and I know as sports fans we can all think about a few that we've seen on television that were just, and not comparing it to this by any stretch of the imagination, that they seem to show a couple too many times, you know.
And you see Miles Twyman has come on the field to help Mazzo off the field, and that's some senior leadership right there. Miles suffered a contusion to his hip last week going up to make a play. All signs indicate we should see him back next week, but he needed to let that heal up properly. But he's the consummate teammate, you know, and you love to see that, and that embodies what this Tigers program is all about. He's out here supporting and helping his team in any way he can.
It does, and that's one of those things Coach Groves talks to us on his show about all the time, and we were watching him warm up before the game. He was one of the most vocal people out there right in the middle of everything. There's the snap, going to pitch it, get it to Bodie Powers, tries to get out to the outside, finds some room to run, streaking down the sidelines, and he's going to pick up about 15, 16 yards and get a first down.
Bo Powers there on the pitch play, and Donaldson gets the big return. A pitch play to Powers, and the Tigers offense is knocking on the door already. Every time it looks like they've got to punch back, they find a way to counter. They need points here to try to trim this 14-point lead. 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
18-yard pickup there by Bo Powers, and the Tigers get the first down, and as you mentioned, they've got it deep in territory of the Eagles right now. And I tell you what, get a score here, and you got a one-score game once again. And just like you just mentioned, man, the fight of this team is just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, remarkable.
So the Tigers at the line of scrimmage as we hear Thunderstruck once again here from AC/DC. Under center is Levi. Ball is on the turf, and the Tigers are able to cover. There's a battle for the ball underneath the pile, but I think the Tigers have got it for sure.
And again, trouble with the exchange. 64 got on top of it. Yep, that's Cooper Norris.
So good heads-up play by Cooper Norris to get on that football and save the possession there for the Darlington Tigers.
And I think that'll do it for the third quarter.
Well, it comes down to this, folks. We're getting ready for the fourth quarter. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. Right now, the Eagles lead it 37-23, but as we resume in the fourth quarter, the Tigers are threatening. We'll be right back in 1 minute.
Kusa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Kusa Steel. Steel for your project.
Scenario as we enter the final frame of football here from North Cobb Christian down in Kennesaw, Georgia. They're playing on Jacob Dennis Field tonight. The Darlington Tigers with the football. They got second down and 11. We've swapped sides of the field, so the Tigers are now working from left to right on your radio dial, and they have the ball at the 29-yard line, so 9 yards away from the red zone, 29 yards to pay dirt, and to bring this back to a one-score game. So still anybody's ball game, plenty of football left to play.
Indeed. The Tigers have a big opportunity here, and you've got to think it's four-down territory the rest of the way. They've got to claw their way back in this game and have a chance to trim this lead in half here to start the fourth quarter.
So the Tigers at the line of scrimmage as Levi Duggan gets ready to take the snap here. Everybody's in tight for the formation. Man motions to the right. Dropping back is going to be Duggan. Puts the ball in the air. Almost connects with Trey Moore on the sidelines at about the 12-yard line, but just off the mark a hair, and that's going to fall incomplete. That was close.
That was really, really close there as they went a little misdirection, rolled Duggan out to the left. He fired late, back across his body. That's a tough throw to make. Moore had a step on his man. Ball was just a little bit out of reach.
So big third down coming up here. Ball is at the 29-yard line, so third down and 11 from there as the Tigers go back to the drawing board to see if they can extend this drive or come up with a score. Two wide receivers to the far side. Levi Duggan getting ready to take the snap. A flag comes in just before the snap.
Sideline
warning. Mm-hmm.
Flag on play, sideline warning against the Tigers.
So it's a warning, so that shouldn't be. They shouldn't lose any yards this time.
So the official picks up the flag after the warning, and we get ready to resume. Going to have two wide receivers on the far side. Once again, it's 3rd and 11. Ball at the 29-yard line for the Tigers on the Eagles side of the field. Rolling out is Duggan. Puts the ball in the air, and it is going to be incomplete. Bringing up fourth down.
Yeah, you've got to think here. They're outside of field goal range, and 3 points doesn't necessarily do you a lot of good at this stage of the game. So the Tigers offense should stay on the field. And they'll see if Duggan can find a receiver downfield and extend this drive.
Indeed. So the score remains 37-23, 11:48 left to go in the ball game. The Tigers really need a big play here, as the North Cobb Christian coaching staff tries to get the fans to make some noise and be disruptive to the Darlington Tigers offense here on this fourth down play. See if they can get their crowd involved and make a difference here. They're going to have two wide receivers to the near side, so you're going to have Donaldson here split wide. In the slot is going to be Konchesky, and we get ready for Duggan to take the snap. There's a flag that comes in.
Timeout
actually.
North Cobb.
Okay, timeout North Cobb Christian. We're going to take it also. 37-23, Eagles lead it over the Tigers. We're back in 30.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to live coverage of Darlington football. Tigers in a tough spot here. They got 4th down and 11 coming up. Ball is at the Eagles' 29-yard line. Tigers trail it by 2 scores, 37-23. They've trailed by a couple of scores on a couple of different occasions. The game have battled back. Let's see if they can come up with a big play here and strike again and bring it back to a 1-score game.
It's a passing scenario here on 4th and 11. And this is a crucial play.
Konchesky is split wide to the near side as the lone receiver. Otherwise, base formation with the 2 A-backs and B-back in the backfield. Man motions to the near side. Quarterback rolling out. Puts the ball in the air. Donaldson comes out of the backfield. Catches. Nope, it's going to be incomplete.
Oh, my goodness.
Almost hauled it in, but it is incomplete. And a turnover on downs.
Duggan dropped it right in his breadbasket there, but I think he took a hit as he was going out of bounds. And it jarred the ball loose. It looked like he had it. And Donaldson's made plays time and time again tonight. But this time, the defender came in and swatted it out at the last minute. You got to give him credit for closing out on the play and making a play on the ball. But that was almost a huge, huge first down reception. Not to be. And the Eagles take over it at their own 29.
And the score remains 37-23. So the Eagles with the football, working right to left. There's the snap to McCullough, gives it off to Bazarski, getting a little bit more work. Flag comes in, that'll be a hold for sure.
Yeah, big time player. You got to expect a lot of Bazarski here at the end of the game as they try to milk the clock and protect the lead. But that time Bazarski bounced it, and there was a reason there was so much room out there. There was a hold, and that's going to back the Eagles up 10 yards.
Man, oh man. So 11:30 left to go in the ball game.
And this game, I'm looking at other area games. They're already done, man. This one, we've had a lot of penalties, a lot of stoppages in play.
And it's interesting too because the first quarter felt like it went by really quick. But you're right, we got a long one tonight. And thankfully, because we've been looking at the weather map, it shows it's raining right now, but thankfully it is not. So 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near as we get ready for this 1st down and 17 play. As we get ready for McCullough to take the snap here. He's got the ball in his hands, gives it to Bazarski. He shakes through the line. He's across the 40, now down to the 50. Stutter steps, gets a good block there from his lead man, and now he's down at the 30 before he gets hit on the other side of the field. Wow.
This young man has had a heck of a night. That's all. You just got to tip your cap.
I mean, what can you do, really? 5 touchdowns, right?
He's got to be over 200 yards rushing.
Yeah. Man.
So just an explosive night. He ended up going out of bounds there, so the clock did stop.
49-yard gain for the Eagles. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line.
So the ball is now at the Darlington 29-yard line. Big time run there by Bazarski. Sets him up in position. Wide receiver on each side trying to ice this game here. 37-23. A score here would really hurt your chances. There's a reverse the other way. And they've got some room to run down at the 10. Hauled in. Flag comes in.
Going to get another holding call.
Martin was the ball carrier.
Man. No shortage of hankies tonight.
No. Definitely been a lot of penalty flags on this one for sure. It's been a wild game, no question about it. The Tigers have been right there, and they're still in this football game. There's still plenty of time, but you feel like if North Cobb Christian figures out how to convert another touchdown here, you won't throw in the towel, but it definitely makes
be a tough
your
mountain
chances
to climb. Yeah.
your percentage chance of getting back in the game pretty slim at that point.
The one favor they're doing right now is they keep stopping the clock. So
as the wind continues to pick up here at North Cobb Christian, I don't like the way it blows around the papers, but it feels nice out here.
Feels great.
All right, the ball is at the 28-yard line with 1st and 9 coming up here from the pistol. McCullough takes the snap, hands it off, gives it to Bazarski. He is greeted not so friendly like there from the Darlington Tigers, is brought down by Caleb Covington. And he's brought down after a very short game.
Yeah, he met him right at the line of scrimmage there.
I think he might have got a yard. Not quite, though.
North Cobb Christian will not be in a hurry to snap the ball. They're looking to protect their lead.
And so 2nd down and 9 with 10:40, and as you pointed out, the clock a-ticking. Going to send 2 wide receivers to the near side, one on the far side. The one on the far side is Coker Ormsby here for North Cobb Christian. Pistol set, still have Bazarski in the backfield with him. And I don't know how many carries he's had, but it's a bunch. There's a screen pass, going to hit their man. He stays up inside the 20, and they haul him out of bounds. Brooke Temple gets him out of bounds, but they got a 1st down in the red zone.
And Covington had a chance to get him there for what would have been a short game, but he couldn't quite wrangle him.
Was that Feltall?
I think it was Feltall.
Okay,
yes.
I couldn't tell if it was an 8 or a 9 because Martin's been getting some catches too.
Yeah.
I am having the hardest time saying that young man's name. We
Feltall.
apologize for
Feltall.
Feltall.
It's a tough one.
That one's a tough one for me. Of course, a lot of them are. What can I say? Especially at this time of night. It's been a long week.
Yes, indeed. So we're approaching the 10 o'clock hour here.
1st and 10 from the 17. So the Eagles in the red zone up by 2 scores, 37-23, looking to make it 3. There's the snap. McCullough is going to hand it off, and they're going to get it down to about the 15, and that was to Bazarski.
Got about 3 or 4 yards there.
Got it at the 15.
2nd and 8. The Eagles from the 15-yard line.
Beautiful facilities here at North Cobb Christian.
No question. Beautiful baseball stadium over there on the other side that we can see. And
it looks like dirt, but I was getting a closer look at it. I think that's turf in the infield.
Which is wild.
It really is.
I don't know how you slide on that, but.
Of course, now they've got turf on the infield at Advent Health Stadium where the Emperors play. The whole field. There's the snap. McCullough's going to hand it off, goes back to Bazarski, and he's going to be brought down at the 18. So a loss of 3 there.
I believe that was Ade Desalu there. No surprise to hear Evan Parton's name mentioned, getting in on yet another tackle opportunity. Tigers, 3rd and 8 here. Still, you want to force the field goal attempt. Maybe they miss it, and you stay in this thing.
The 18-yard line.
All right, so it's going to be 3rd and 11 from the 18 as the Eagles go back to the line of scrimmage, sending 2 wide to the far side, 1 on the near side. Pistol formation, Bazarski in the backfield with McCullough as McCullough gets ready to take the snap. Thin guy's about 6'3", 6'4", and he's a pretty good little quarterback. He really is.
We're going to see a timeout from North Cobb Christian, their 2nd of the half.
Well, why don't we take it as well? 8:30 left to go in the ball game. 3rd and 11 coming up. The Eagles lead at 37-23 over the Darlington Tigers. Red zone possession here for the Eagles. We're back in 30. Checking in on the next opponent for the Darlington Tigers, which is going to be at Lakeside coming up next weekend. against Ridgeland, and right now Ridgeland's got a big lead on the Adairsville Tigers.
Yeah.
Looking
By
to get
my
their
count,
first win.
38-6 is the lead for Ridgeland.
They had a tough weekend last weekend to start the season, lost to LFO 40-0. All right, Eagles line up in their formation that they've had all night. Going to send a few wide receivers off to the far side this time, though. One to the near side in that pistol look. And McCullough is ready to take the snap on 3rd and 11 from the 18 in the red zone. Puts the ball in the air, and a sliding catch, I believe, is made.
They're going to rule a catch. That's one that would go to the replay monitors at the higher level. Some discussion here. The back judge is going to say incomplete, and I think he got it right.
I think so, too.
I think he got it right. That ball looked like it hopped. I'm watching it on the replay here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It hit the ground. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely. They got the right call there. You know, when you're watching the high school game, unless it's a state championship game, there is no going to the replay booth. So the officials do their best to make the right call on the field. Sometimes that does not happen. In this instance, especially if you're watching back at home, you could clearly see that ball hopped. I thought from our vantage point it looked like it hopped, but it was a tough view for the officials. The back judge came in, you know, talked to the rest of the officiating staff and got the right call there, and they're going to force a field goal. This is a huge field goal coming up here.
All right, this is going to be a 35-yard field goal. Rivera certainly got the leg for it, as we've seen. And we get ready for the snap. Here it is. The kick is on the way, and that looks to be good. It is right through, and the score is going to move to 40-23.
Indeed, and that makes it a 3-possession game. But a big stop nonetheless there for the Darlington defense to force the field goal. And they'll get the ball back here with 8:17 left in the fourth quarter.
Well, this is one of those situations where, you know, you got to have some of those big plays. I mean, there's no other way to do it at this point.
Nope, absolutely. I think you can stay within your offense for the most part here and not completely go to the passing game. But you're going to have to take some shots as well.
There's no doubt. 8:17 left to go. The Eagles lead at 40-23. Not totally out of reach, but it is definitely a tough hill to climb here for the Darlington Tigers. But, again, this is one of those teams that they are never going to throw in the towel. We've seen some crazy comebacks from the Tigers in the last couple of years. So let's see if we can get one of those here down here in Kennesaw, Georgia. It is now 10:03, and you're listening to live coverage of the Darlington Tigers on WLAQ AM 1410. 96.9 FM or online at WLAQ1410.com. Legal ID there for you. Also, you could be watching on the live stream tonight. We're glad you're with us. Rivera ready to kick it away from the 40. He's got the signal from the official, and he will run to the football and kick it away. And that one looks like it's going to sail towards the back and out of the back of the end zone. That is a touchback. What a kick.
Yeah, absolutely. Kid's got a big leg.
For touchback, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Only a 10th grader, too, so he's got some time to develop that leg and see if he can move on to the next level if he keeps getting stronger.
Well, let's see if the Tigers can get down the field here on this drive, put some points on the board, and make this thing real nice and interesting here at the home of the Eagles tonight at North Cobb Christian. Going to send a wide receiver to the near side. That's going to be Nate Koncheski. On the far side is Trey Moore. And now in the slot is going to be Jace Donaldson. So they're spreading things out a little bit out of their formation. Under center is going to be the quarterback, Duggan. He drops back. Looks like he may throw on first down. He does, but it's a little bit short, incomplete to Koncheski.
Yeah, contested there as he was trying to get that one out and just kind of short hopped it.
All right, 2nd and 10 coming up for the Tigers, trying to claw their way back into this football game. Got their backs up against the wall with 8:13 left to go and down by 3 scores. Nose of the ball right on the 20-yard line as they get ready for 2nd and 10. Going to have 2 wide to the near side, 1 on the far side. In the slots, Jace Donaldson. There's the snap. Duggan is coming towards this way. He's going to tuck the ball and run. He's going to be brought down at the 15-yard line. So
took a big shot there from Jaden Batista.
So the Tigers are going to lose a few yards on that play. That drops them back to the 17.
3rd and 13 for the Tigers.
So that brings up 3rd down and 13. Well, we got some Braves baseball coming up for you tomorrow. I never did check back in on them to see how they did. They were down 7-2.
7-2.
Quarterback under center, Duggan's going to roll out to his left, looking downfield, puts the ball in the air, connects with Bo Powers, and he's going to be brought down after a pickup of about 6 yards, but they had lost 3 on the previous play, so that brings up a long 4th down coming up.
Sure does. I don't know what they'll elect to do here. At this point, there's not a wrong decision. Looks like the offense is going to stay on the field. Nope, they're going to punt it away.
6 for the Tigers from the 24-yard line.
And so Trey Moore is out on to punt for the Darlington Tigers. And nobody's going to be back here for the Eagles, it looks like here.
Yeah, a little safe coverage here and make sure that Tigers aren't dialing up a fake.
Trey Moore getting ready to take the snap. He's got the ball in his hands. It will not be a fake. He kicks it away, and that's a spiraling kick that is going to take a nice Tiger bounce and continues to roll to about the 33-yard line as one of the Tigers went back down and was trying to aid it with some wind there. That was Stuart Grigsby. I always love watching players do that.
I do too.
It might help a little bit. You got to do what you can for the team.
Hey,
you know?
if my team is facing a field goal attempt to win a ball game, you think I'm not staring at the TV, trying to put a little voodoo on the kicker? Yeah, anything you can do.
I mean, like we said before, this team is not going to quit, so you got to do what you can, you know. But North Cobb Christian is going to try to bleed out as much of this clock as they can with a methodical drive, you would certainly think here.
Yeah.
If they can do so. 6:20 left to go in the ball game, and they got a 40-23 lead. There's the snap. Quarterback takes it, gives it, and another dose of Bazarski carries the pile about 8 yards. They hit him right at the line of scrimmage, and he just carried him with him.
Yeah, he just keeps driving those legs.
Man. And, I mean, he's had to have 30, 40 carries in the ball game.
He's gotten the rock a lot tonight.
Yeah.
He's got several receptions, too.
That's
in the screen game, yeah.
So he picks up 8 there, and that brings up a 2nd and 2. And I guess he never runs out of gas.
The tank is full. Whatever they're feeding him at the Bazarski house, it's doing the job.
Man motions to the near side. There's the snap. McCullough's going to give it to Bazarski. And he's going to be dropped after a short pickup. He got close. He got the first down.
He's going to move the chains. So they'll stop the clock long enough to move the chains. And then North Cobb will try to milk this clock, like you said.
Ty Wood with the stop there for the Tigers, and that brings up 1st down, by the way, here for the Eagles. They've got the ball at the 43 on their side of the field still, content to take as much time as possible. They're going to wind that play clock down to the last second, and they still stand in the huddle. Now will slowly work their way back to the line of scrimmage with 5 seconds on the play clock now. A little bit of confusion there. They're lined up. And here is the snap just in time. McCullough gives it to Bazarski. Surprise, surprise. Across the 50, stays up inside the 40, streaks down the sidelines. They finally haul him inside the 20, so it's going to be another red zone trip for the Eagles.
Well, the senior's having a career night. And they may keep feeding him here.
He's got 5 touchdowns already in the game. And the Eagles have had to settle for field goals on a couple occasions in the ball game.
Didn't good old Al Bundy talk about he once rushed for 5 touchdowns over and over again in every episode of Married with Children?
It's been a long time since
Bazarski's got 5 tonight. He's looking to add another.
The episode I think about related to that show is when they had Anthrax on it, the band.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one, too.
They destroyed the Bundy house. little rock and roll there. There's the snap. Going to turn, hand it off to Bazarski, and Bazarski stays up, and he gets down to around the 15 before they reel him in and bring him to the turf. There's another stop there for the Tigers and Cooper Norris, I believe. Yeah. It is confirmed.
I'll tell you what, testament to the hard work that this Darlington coaching staff does. They're still coaching this thing so hard. Dialed in to every play, making sure that their players are learning, even on a night when it doesn't look like they're just going to go their way.
Mitchell Rotten checks into the game for the Tigers.
It's a big body for a freshman.
Mm-hmm. So this is second down and 6 to go in the red zone from the 15-yard line here for the Eagles. McCullough, the quarterback, getting ready to take the snap. Bazarski is not behind him for this play. There's the snap, going to hand it off, and this young man runs a little bit like Bazarski on that play down to about the 3-yard line. That was 24, Brody Clark, just a freshman. Good runs for him.
That'll move the chains, and then the clock will resume running here with 3.5 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter.
And it's been a long week for the Darlington Tigers. They've been down to Atlanta twice last weekend, down here to Kennesaw tonight, 3 road trips in the span of a week, quick turnaround to prepare for the game, and they kept it close most of the game.
Yes,
but
they did.
It looks like North Cobb Christian is going to have the final say here. We're down to the 3:05 mark, and they lead it by 17, about to try to punch another one in. McCullough getting ready to take the snap. He turns, hands it off, and a good stop there right before the goal line, about 3 yards back, as they gave it again to 24, Brody Clark once again.
Yeah, it looks like Bazarski's night is done, and Clark is going to close out with an opportunity here.
That's a loss of 1 on the play. Second goal for the Eagles from the 4-yard line.
All right, so the ball's at the 4, so a loss of 1. And second down. .222 left to go in the game, clock ticking. McCullough get ready to take the snap. He's got a wide receiver on each side. And he'll take the ball, and we got a flag that came in right there before they took the snap.
It's going to be on Darlington, encroachment.
So that'll be, what, half the distance to the goal?
Yep.
So that'll put them at the 2-yard line. With second down and goal with 2:10 left to go.
That penalty stops the clock. I don't know if I don't think they winded again, even though it was a defensive infraction.
Second goal for the Eagles.
And, you know, it's one of those situations that they punch in another score here. The final score is not going to tell the story of this game at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's been a close game throughout.
And they did wind the clock once it was set for play, and we'll see if North Cobb elects to run the time off or wants to go ahead and try to punch in one more score.
McCullough ready to take the snap.
They are going to run it down.
Going to run it down. 22 seconds on the clock. A little bit of... There's the snap, going to hand it off. Clark's got it, and he scoots into the end zone untouched, and that's another score for the Eagles. Brody Clark and his first touchdown of the football game. All the rest of them were Bazarski.
And they could have kept Bazarski out there, but they gave the freshman an opportunity for some valuable reps.
Punches it in from 2 yards out, and that moves the score to 46-23 pending PAT. And Rivera is out there to try to tack on the extra point with 1:42 left to go.
I have the floppiest papers.
I know. Floppy and flying tonight. And here's the kick from Rivera. And that was going to be right through, and the score moves to 47-23.
Minute and 42 left in this one. And again, if you look at the scoreboard, when people see this one on the ticker, they may think that this was a dominant victory by the North Cobb Christian Eagles. And they played a great game. Don't get me wrong. This is a good football team, too. When we talk about what Darlington can take away from this, one, closer than the scoreboard shows, for sure. Darlington was in this thing and kept fighting. And they're playing a top 10 squad here that has a lot of talent, and they played them tough. So on the road, So yeah, the result's not what you want when it comes down to what the scoreboard says, but I think there's some positives for Darlington to take out of this game as they prepare for Ridgeland in their home opener next Friday.
Home sweet home coming up next week. It is going to be great to be back and see everybody at Chris Hunter Stadium as the Tigers get ready to host Ridgeland, as you pointed out, and Ridgeland moving their season record to 1-1, so they'll have the same record going in, and we'll see what happens. But, yeah, this has been a really good football team the Tigers went toe-to-toe with for much of 3 quarters. Obviously, North Cobb Christian pulls away late in this football game. But like you say, it was a great performance, a top 10 team. The Tigers were able to compete with them for much of the game. So a lot to build on for this young Tigers team this year, no question about that.
If you had told me with Mount Vernon and North Cobb Christian to open up the season that the Tigers are going to be 1-1 after that, I'd say that's a good split.
Oh, 100%. And you've done it without Miles Twyman in the game and Pettit as well. That was a squib kick up the middle, and it is going to be picked up by the Darlington Tigers, and I think Evan Parton fell on that one. Yeah, it was.
Well, Matt, at the conclusion of this game, we'll take a short break and come back and wrap up, try to get it back to the studio, but we have to select our Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake player of the game.
Which I think we probably can do that before we take the break.
I think so.
As they fire up that song again. I need to find out what that is and put it on my playlist. I like it.
Matt, that needs to be your alarm in the morning. So that'll get you,
hey,
that'll
man,
get you
seize
up with the right
day,
juice.
baby.
That's
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get it going. All right, the Tigers at the line of scrimmage. They're going to start at the 30.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Timeout, North Cobb Christian. One more stoppage of play. We got, might as well get them all in.
Might as well hang out in Kennesaw a little while longer, right? Yeah, I'm agreeing with this song right now. I'm ready
What's
to go
for dinner,
home.
Matt?
Of course, that song, when I hear it now, it makes me a little bit sad because another Jacksonville State reference. Rich Rodriguez did a fantastic job bringing the Gamecocks into the FBS era of Gamecock football. Now he's gone back to West Virginia. But that's okay. Hopefully they'll get it going with their new coach this year. We'll see.
Yeah.
But,
best of luck to your
Yeah.
Gamecocks.
Yeah.
They take their football seriously over there in Jacksonville, and they've got an opportunity to keep climbing the ladder.
That's 100% right. Well, we've got 1:38 left to go in this one as we keep it here through the timeout that North Cobb Christian just took, and now the Tigers will come back to the line of scrimmage with 1st and 10 with the ball at the 30-yard line, trailing on the road 47-23. As Ian pointed out, Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake player of the game coming up directly after the game. After that, we're going to give it to the guys for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show. So not much of a postgame tonight. We got to get home. Quarterback under center, Levi Duggan. 2 wide receivers to the near side. He's going to hand it off, try to go up the middle. Nothing there, though, and that's going to be no gain at the line of scrimmage. Player for North Cobb Christian came out with a ball, and he's trying to argue to the official that
it was whistled dead, though. Yeah.
But, hey, enthusiastic guy.
I like it.
What can you say?
You play to the final whistle, right?
That's exactly right.
Tigers not in a hurry to get the ball. I think they're content to just call it a night here.
So the Tigers at the line of scrimmage, 1 minute left to go in this ball game. Wide receiver to the near side, 1 on the far side. And here is the snap. Quarterback rolling to the near side, going to throw it towards Konchesky. A little bit wobbly there, incomplete.
That'll stop the clock. 51 seconds to go.
Well, we want to invite you to tune in on Thursday. We have our Northwest Georgia Sports Live edition of Later This Morning in Rome at 9 o'clock on WLAQ. It'll be extra special this week because we've got Bulldog legend, University of Georgia Bulldog legend Lauren Smith calling in the show.
What a privilege it is to get to talk to that guy every Thursday during the college football season.
He's awesome. So we'll get to ask him what he's got coming up next week. Every week of the season, give us the Bulldog report.
More importantly, where's he eating breakfast?
I'm not sure. That was another pass to Konchesky. He tips it in the air, is able to haul it in. Great effort there, but not a lot of yards on the play.
Circus catch there by Konchesky.
Truly it was.
And that might do it.
It's going to be 4th and 6.
4th and 6, 25 seconds on the clock. And we'll see if the Tigers run another play or not. It looks like they may not. 15 seconds on the clock.
They're going to run a play.
They're going to run a play.
Play clock is off.
Yep.
They're going to have to hustle the line here. I don't know if they're going to get it off.
I don't either.
Nope. No way.
1 second, and that is the ball game. So a play is not run there at the end of the game, and that's the end of the ball game. Your final score is going to be 47-23 in favor of North Cobb Christian playing here tonight. Does not tell the full story of the game, but credit where credit's due. A good win there for North Cobb Christian. And the Darlington Tigers will pack up and go back home and get ready to host Ridgeland coming up next week. And I got to tell you, we're running pretty late here. We need to get it to the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show. We know who our Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake player of the game is, so we'll forego the post game. We'll just give it to you right now and send it back to the studio and get ready for the scoreboard show.
And that's going to go to senior Jace Donaldson. He forced a fumble. He had 3 touchdowns on the night, 1 receiving, 2 rushing, probably 200 yards rushing, and close to another 50 to 70 receiving. So an outstanding night for him. And Jace Donaldson is our Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake player of the game.
Great performance. Congratulations, young man. And that is going to put a wrap on our broadcast for you tonight. Wish we had a happier ending tonight, but it was a great ball game throughout much of the game. Tigers come up short tonight, though, 47-23. That's going to put a wrap on our broadcast. For Ian Griffin, I'm Matt Davis. For all the video crew and Lynn Butler back at the studio, who is raring to go with his son, Austin Butler, for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show. Got the regular host in there in full effect tonight. Boys, take it over. Have a good show tonight, and we'll talk to you next week with more Darlington Tigers football. Good night, everybody.